fact about his career trajectory. He has enough money to where he could just retire now. And that's why I said I would just stay in Miami. It's nice weather.
I'd say one hit song is enough to retire.
Oh, yeah.
I got to meet this guy.
Sure.
Pitbull?
Yeah.
Why don't you have him on?
He may be I'll reach out.
Have him in studio.
I may, well, I mean, we have enough people in this building that are so big in music, they probably know. I'm sure Tommy probably knows somebody that's handling Pitbull. I just got to meet him. If I pull a timber fake and I go hang out at the hotel where he's at, just to hope he goes in a bar or just say to hi to him.
Please tell me you're doing that, because I will come with video.
I really want to meet the guy. As I've said, I think he's one of the coolest guys going. I'd love to meet Pitbull. I think we'd hit it off.
Oh, he'd party his ass off. I love Pitbull.
Boy, Doug, our show really is on board with Pitbull.
It sounds like it.
I don't know what I'd say.
How do you?
Hey, Pitbull. Hey, Mr. Worldwide. Hey, Mr. 305. I don't know what I'd call him.
I don't hate them. I haven't heard a song from him come out.
Hey, Pitt.
At least 5 years, at least.
Doug, remember 2006 or was it 2005?
I don't know the years, Tim.
With Pitbull and the Yin Yang Twins. Was that Shake?
I don't know who's Shake.
Yin Yang Twins.
But the Yin Yang Twins made that To the Windows to the Wall joint with Lil Jon.
The Yin Yang.
Was Ursher in that? Was Ursher in that?
You say oyster, I say Erster.
Some sort of twins were in it too.
Was it the Yin Yangs?
Let's call
It's the songs that get low. It's Lil Jon, the East Side Boys. Why did I think? And featuring the Yin Yang Twins.
Nice.
Lil Jon, the East Side Boys, Get Low.
If you Google, go to YouTube, Google Pitbull freestyling in Miami as a young rapper that nobody knew who he was. It's pretty good. I mean, I didn't rap, but there's one video where some guy kept calling him out in the audience and started holding up wads of cash. And he got up on stage and just like putting the cash in front of Pitbull's face, and he just bashed him right in the face and knocked him off the stage.
Wonderful.
Why wouldn't you take the cash?
And he just turned around and said, "I told you to stop that, S." He just went back to dancing and singing. Just punched the guy right in the face.
He knows who he is, and I think that's why I like Pitbull.
And what would be the significance of someone with the money? Like Pitbull's in it for the money? Aren't we all in it for the money?
Maybe it was a song he was
They're in
singing
it for
or
the
something.
fans. That's why I love the Cardinals so much.
TMA listeners have a lot to think through financially. Saving for retirement and college while also paying bills and enjoying life along the way. Call Mark Hanna. Mark works with you to design a strategy to do your finances right. It's a straightforward approach that starts with a 15-minute phone call to discuss your needs. Visit evergreenstl.com or give Mark a call at 314-889-0503 today. Mark Hanna offers securities through Equitable Advisors, LLC, member FINRA, SIPC, a broker-dealer. Equitable Advisors, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Evergreen Wealth Strategies is not a registered investment advisor and is not owned or operated by Equitable Advisors or Equitable Network.
Bet like the pros with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circa Sports is now available in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I've been a lifelong sports bettor, and I'm the owner of Circa Sports. We're excited that the Circa Sports app is now ready for action. Experience big app bets with high betting limits, tight money line splits, and more. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
I get asked all the time by people, if I'm in an accident, what should I do? And while yes, you should call the police, exchange insurance information, and take pictures of the scene, all those things are important. But the most important thing you need to do is hire a personal injury lawyer. This is Doug Biggs from Longo Biggs Injury Law. And if you've been hurt by someone else's negligence, don't take on the insurance company yourself. Insurance companies have teams of people and a playbook designed to keep you running in circles so they can pay you as little money as possible for your accident claim. If you don't have a lawyer, they know you can't bring your claim to court, and they will never give you full value. We recently took an offer from an insurance company without a lawyer on the case from $12,000 to $200,000. You can't get that kind of result without an attorney on your case. Even if you don't hire us, you need to hire a personal injury attorney. Check us out online at longobigs.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with Seth Goldcamp of Design Air Heating and Cooling, and I have been a long-time Design Air client. What separates you guys from everybody else?
It's becoming more common for companies to just get their foot in the door. They try to come up with different ways to upsell. They try to see how much they can make off of a customer as opposed to, hey, we're in there to do a service. We're going to do it well. We're going to do it for a fair price.
I don't know how many emails I have received from our listeners who experience the incredible customer service Design Air Heating and Cooling provides. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling, online at designairservice.com. The Illinois Recovery Center is dedicated to providing precise and authentic care to those seeking help and treatment. Recovery, it's not just a goal, it's a transformative journey. At Illinois Recovery Center, you'll find an unwavering commitment to provide the support, guidance, and personalized care you or your loved one needs to rediscover a life filled with purpose, strength, and lasting renewal. If you or someone you know wants more information about the Illinois Recovery Center, please call 888-472-9559 or visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com. Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here right now with James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. I made the switch to start working with you, James. It couldn't have been easier to make that switch to start saving money.
Well, I appreciate that, Tim, and we appreciate your business. Yeah, this is the time to save money. My goodness, we're all feeling it at the grocery store, at the gas pump, etc. So if you've noticed that your insurance rate has gone up, I want to stress how easy it is to get a proposal from us by going online at carltoninsurance.net.
Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency online at carltoninsurance.net.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
When we think of a real estate agent, we think of somebody simply selling our home or finding us a new one. I mean, they're all the same, right?
Okay, here's the comps. We'll take some pics, we'll post them, and I'll get back to you, okay?
A home is life-changing, and your real estate agent should reflect that. Honesty, integrity, and someone who will go above and beyond to make your dreams come true.
The Jeff Lotman Group with Compass Realty. We're different because you're different. We want what you want. Experience the difference today at jefflotman.com, bringing people and properties together.
Hey, if you like the morning after, check out Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. HD1, by the way. It's Sports Talk with Tim McKernan and Action Jackson from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. each weekday, right after the morning after. It's the worst named show in the history of radio, but the content's pretty good, so check it out on 101 ESPN or get the podcast on the TMA app. Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After on KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, The Plowboy, and Action Jackson.
Good morning, St. Louis. No, that's not Tim. I'm sure it isn't. Let me hear your voice again.
You got it all up.
Oh.
Why don't you just wait till next Monday? You know he's coming back.
Well, I always come in hopes that maybe he cut his vacation short and he'll be with us.
Right.
Didn't happen, though.
Especially on a day like today, it's all about love.
Mm-hmm.
But nope.
It sure is.
And it's fine. We know. Tim will be back on Monday.
Okay.
Until then, I have Douglas Elvin Vaughn to my right-hand side.
Here.
Right here.
Yes.
He's my right hand. He's my go-to. Across from me is not Darren the Plowhawk Atkins. You call him Fingers Plowhawk sometimes, Doug. Fingers Plowhawk is out ill today. Unfortunate timing, but I can tell you firsthand, this is not like, oh, I'm sick, I'm not going to come in. No. Plowhawk cannot make it in today. It's not his fault. He feels terrible about it, even though it's not his fault. We love the Plowhawk. So that is the case right now. But we got KG in O-Town.
Thumbs O-Town.
Thumbs O-Town is in the building.
He'll be punching the buttons. Hopefully not with boxing gloves.
Yeah, he'll be punching it up. And there's Thumbs KG, what'd you say, Thumbs O-Town? Mm-hmm. And he sits across from me on the dais. And
TOT, Tot.
Yeah, TOT, Tyler O'Neill. Yeah, and then to my left, Ken Iggy Strode, and that is the core four we have today. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're playing the man down, but sure, it's next man up. So we did a little pre-show meeting. We all got down on one knee, and I stood above everybody, and I just started berating him. I said, I started holding people accountable. You want to bring the heat today? Oh. I said, I'm tired of this.
You know what happened last time that happened?
What?
Somebody was berated on the air.
The last time we brought the heat?
Well, this was off the air. This was in the pre-show meeting that we had right out here in the hallway.
I missed it.
Everyone got down on one knee, and I started barking at people. There was other coworkers walking in. They knew the deal.
And we said the prayer.
Yeah, we said a prayer.
And we got going.
Right, yeah. To the radio gods. Yeah. Is that what it is?
This is Ash Wednesday.
Is that right? Yeah. KG, would you mind turning up mic 2 just a touch, brother man? I can hear it in my headphones. Thank you.
Is Ash Wednesday?
That's what I understand, yeah.
I'm Catholic, I should know that, but that's the start of Lent. Lent's this far before Easter?
Easter is at the end of March, March 31st.
Yeah, no. Well, I guess it could be 6 weeks. That's all right.
Text in what you're giving up for Lent. We're not giving up takes, though. That's not what we're doing. We got takes. We got so much to talk about today, Doug. The Blues lose last night 4-1 to the Toronto Maple Leafs. My contention is they have the best uniforms in all of professional sports. And what I thought would be right up there with the best uniforms in professional sports have been bastardized as the Cardinals. A lot went on Twitter yesterday involving their uniforms. We're going to talk about that. Pitchers and catchers reported yesterday. Some good articles coming out about some Sonny Gray stuff. John Mozeliak, as you said today, Doug, is talking at 9:30. And you were doing a little impression of what the...
Well, I think he'll say, we like our ball club. We have some internal solutions. Based on the arbitrage, I think we'll always try to improve our ball club.
You know, we have some money, and if something happens, if there's something out there we like and it fits our budget, we'd take a look at it.
I mean, obviously Fowler's established.
Yes, he is.
I mean, I miss the guys on the picnic table, but we'll get by him.
It would be fun to be down there on the picnic
Sonny Gray pitched. Everybody stood around and watched, and he's in the best shape of his life.
Throwing free and easy. Yeah.
Text on in your thoughts on what we can discuss today. That's the Jeff Lotman text inbox. You know that number is 314-881-TMA5, the Jeff Lotman text inbox. You can also call in 636-900-4TMA. I'll be honest, it's going to not be...
I don't know who's going to answer it.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to pick up the phones, but again,
why is
text
it so hard
in.
just to pick up the phone?
Well,
I have to turn my chair.
Right.
And I'm just
How hard is that?
I'm not going to do that.
Well, it's not like there's a ringer on it.
What if I were to lean over and hit it?
Ooh.
Sure, but it's going to be tough to reach that receiver, Doug. You got long arms. They call you slats, but I wouldn't necessarily say you got that long of arms. But text in if you want to call in, and we can answer. Someone who will be calling in today, though, is Jeremy Rutherford at 9 o'clock to talk a little Blues hockey, presented to you by Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies. We'll also have the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. The February standings are Blueberry Pop Pop and Kevin Miller. Each have 2 wins, and Flocky the Smurf. I forgot to update the log here. He has 2 wins as well. Buckswell, Polden Groins, Tilly, and Gus Grundlehort each have a win. And Doug, they're out there in Los Angeles. Tiger Woods is playing. We have the Mungan-Ass Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown today, worth all 3. Everybody but me is in this competition who's in this room.
Why don't you get in it?
You three.
I should have called you in last night. I got another free NBA play from DraftKings. I was out of the money by 98 points.
Yeah, it's tough. Regular season basketball is a real crapshoot. So if anyone wants any bets from me, you're looking in the wrong place in that regard. Come March Madness, different story. But
Tiger Woods is back playing this week.
He is, yeah. In his new clothes. I wanted to talk about that yesterday because I know the Plowhawk was real banty about Tiger's new brand, Doug, Sunday Red, which is aligned with TaylorMade.
Hideous. They're nondescript.
I didn't think so. I liked the hat. I missed the TW logo, and this is something I didn't plan on talking about right out of the get-go, but we're just going to do it. The TW that he had forever is so iconic, but if I had to guess, that's a Nike branding that they have the rights to and not necessarily Tiger himself.
So he's giving that up?
He's definitely not using it in Sunday Red, and Doug, Sunday is spelled sun, space, day.
I don't like it.
Red. Yeah, I don't understand the reason.
It's not a script. There's really no logo. It just has a little thing under the chest plate that says Sunday Red.
Right, and the logo is like a tiger with the stripes on it.
And all the shirts are red?
No, I don't think so.
What kind of sense does this make?
He is obviously famous for the Sunday Red.
Right, so wear red.
He will be. In the promo video, which was objectively very cool. I really liked the little 1.5-minute promo video he released. He's wearing the classic black hat with the new logo, red shirt, black pants, black shoes. So
how much money do you think he surrendered by not wearing their logo anymore? I bet it's a fortune.
I assume that he has some really sharp business people involved in his life, considering that he's a billionaire. So I would think that whatever decision they made, it was the best decision for them. I don't know, per se. Maybe he just wanted to take it in-house.
I would have thought had he done this when he was still in his prime, winning everything, more people might be willing to say, hey, I got to have some of that myself.
Yeah, but he's such a legacy guy that, people just love wearing stuff with Tiger. Pictures of Tiger Woods merch. It sells like
But
crazy.
they know that logo.
But I think the logo is always the iconic part of anything. The swoosh.
Yeah.
You
Jordan,
have
the Jumpman.
Puma, the Big P, Travis Matthew, Peter Millar. I mean, everybody, even Adidas with the 3-stripe. The logo is always iconic. There's no logo.
Well, there is a logo, but it's new. There's a tiger logo.
I could barely see that on any of the shirts.
But the cap has it's small, but yeah, it does have a logo. Texan, your thoughts on it? I'm sure people have some opinions on it.
They do.
Eric in the Central West End is already very supportive of the show, saying, Jackson, pump up the energy. Holy ass, get someone else to do the open. Can Doug or Iggy about run point? Jesus, that's from Eric in the Central West End.
You're fine at running the point.
He's your favorite texter, right?
He is. And I talked about yesterday about omitting positivity. Is it omitting or omitting? I guess omitting. Omitting would be the
Leaving
antonym.
Leaving it out.
Right, so omitting would
you're
be...
omitting the...
I'd be omitting negativity, omitting positivity.
It's emitting, right?
Jackson does a great job hosting the show.
Thanks, brother.
You know,
I appreciate
I could host shows, but there's too many live spots and too many mentions that I would forget.
That is part of the reason why I do it, just because I'm so privy to that information. So, but hey, Eric in the Central West End is very open and welcome to share his opinion on the Jeff Lotman text inbox. That's what it's for. It's for opinions. It's for thoughts, negative or positive. Even though our goal this week, it's a big positivity week, especially when we're two man down today. But thank you to KG and No Time for coming in. Now, something that I did want to get to right off the bat is, Doug, you see here to Iggy's right, you will see here an envelope titled Iggy with a heart over the eye and a beautiful little rose. Now this, I came in here today about 6:10 a.m. and this was sitting in front of Iggy's chair. So I can tell you firsthand, he did not know about it until he walked in, nor did I.
No, I walked in. I thought maybe Lisanne dropped something off for me.
That I would consider as doubt. Yeah, I was
It's the kind of rose that they give away on The Bachelor.
It is.
Well, I had forgotten that today is Valentine's Day.
Today is Valentine's
So I'm
Day.
sure that's what this is. I have no clue what it's from, but
I'm going to put
many lovers.
I'm going to put all my money in on Learn.
What's a fat crank?
When there have been so many lovers in the past, you never know which one is eager to reconnect.
Yeah. Oh, there's a picture. Well, she put Learn and Tim on the front of it.
Oh, she and her husband. Okay.
Oh, look at that. How sweet. Can you? Is there a little note to read?
Happy Valentine's Day, and that's all.
Okay.
Oh, it's nice. It's very nice. Oh, wow.
You're frustrated. You threw the card up in anger.
Borderline crusty.
What were you expecting? Some sort of love note?
It said Happy Valentine's Day from the Elwells. That's from her and Tim.
And you're upset by
and
this?
her two cats. No, I'm not upset.
Well, you kind of flipped the card as though there was nothing in it for you.
You thought there might be a check in there?
I thought there might be a little note. Love you.
Doug, kissed by a rose.
Huh.
Oh, wait a minute. There is a
seal. Oh, there is a note. Let's hear it.
it's I didn't. I thought it was just like the name of the card on the back.
No.
But
Sure.
we want you to know how much we love having you in our lives, and we think about your well-being all the time, in mind, body, and soul. Big love and hugs to you. Happy Valentine's Day.
Huh.
Thank you very much.
This is the kind of positivity I'm trying to omit.
Was that personalized to you, or did that go out to everybody that they sent a card to?
No, it's just...
This was addressed to Iggy, Doug. I can't...
Well,
and look at
the envelope says Iggy, but the card is printed.
No,
I wonder if that
what do you
same
think of
message
personalized
doesn't go out
cards for Valentine's Day?
Well,
They just had it made
That's
up
a
for
cock.
Okay, I think you just
got
got
cucked
cucked.
by-
You just got cucked.
I got cucked by Tim. Tim and her cats. Her cats are on
Tim,
there.
her husband.
Yes. It's from Lauren, Tim, Clover, and Willow. Those are her cats.
Okay.
No, I love Tim. Tim is a great guy.
Both Tims.
Yeah, both Tims, but this card is from Tim.
Sure.
And Learn. So thank you very much, Learn. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Clover. Thank you, Willow.
Mount Rushmore of Tim's?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
What's that?
Mount Rushmore of Tim's?
Well, Tim McKernan.
Yeah, well, George Washington. Tim Meadows?
Love Tim Meadows. Certainly we could do it. Mount Rushmore of Tims who've been on
Tim
the show.
Allen.
I love Home Improvement.
Timmy Tom Tom.
Timmy Tom Tom. It's a good guess. T3 is what some people call him.
Who's
Tim
the
Hardaway?
Jawline King?
Timothy Chalamet, but he doesn't go by Tim, so I don't think we can count him. He specifically does not go by Tim.
Ren Tim Tim.
It was a 10.
Tim Rendelman beat me in the Fan Page Club Championship last year, and I'm still upset about it. I hit one of the worst 7-iron shots of my entire life.
What'd you hit?
I fanned it. Absolute Hazel fan.
Did you?
Phew.
What happens?
Well, thank you to Learn and thank you to Tim. You guys are sweet.
Very sweet. That's a very nice gift from them.
They're great. They're a great couple. They're just so much in love still. It's almost like they're still in their honeymoon. And Tim works for an organization that collects clothes and things for the needy. So he does a great job. So thank you, both of you, and the cats. She's got a cat that comes. She's posting videos of this gray cat that keeps coming to her house. I guess it's a wild cat. It's not a lost cat or a stray. It's just like a wild cat. But the cat's letting her pet it, and it comes every day, and it'll like sit on the chair, and then it'll eat the food, and it's letting Learn pet it now. I'm always tempted to ask her, I mean, what are you going to do with it? If it's something that'll stay inside, I'll take it.
You're going to adopt this cat.
I was actually thinking about a cat. Dog, no. I mean, I'd have to let that thing out all the time, and it's too much hassle. But a cat, I mean, just goes to the bathroom in the house, doesn't have to leave, doesn't do much.
Much easier than a dog.
Yeah, so, I mean, I had cats once. They ran away, but, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind a cat. It's no big deal. So I'm going to ask her, if you're just going to keep feeding, it's going to come, I'll take it home if it's something that if it can become a house cat. A lot of feral cats. I had one at my house, one of my hovel. They didn't let me feed it for like a year. I would never let me pet it. I mean, it would come and I would feed it cheese and I'd give it some milk or some water and I'd get some cat food and it would come and wait till I'd kind of sit down outside and then it would come eat. But for like a year, I would reach over to pet it. I've been feeding you for a year, you idiot.
Oh.
You think I'm going to hurt you?
Yeah, maybe.
You're supposed to be smart. I'm not going to hurt you if I've been feeding you for a year. Let me pet you.
Well, maybe abused at some point.
No, I didn't. Well, but still, I'm being nice to it for a year.
Yeah.
And then I saw it smashed in the road. Somebody ran over it.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, boy.
God, I don't like how that story ended.
Yeah, it was sad.
It was going well. It was building up to something, smashed on the road.
Yeah, it didn't come one night.
It's almost like you're saying that because it wasn't giving you the proper recognition for your work, it's penance for that.
No, I was sad. I actually called the people. I called Maryland Heights. I said, can somebody come get this? There's a cat smashed in the road.
You didn't run over it, did you?
No, I didn't. I just come to work one day and I saw something in the road and I went to the side of it. Oh, it's the cat. And nobody picked that thing up. That thing was there for like a month to the point where it was just like fur. It was just so smashed. It was just fur.
The buzzards eventually get it.
Oh, but I like cats. So maybe I'll have to learn if that gray one's capable of being put in a car and taken home.
Well, I don't know. With your history of what happens to cats.
I didn't kill it.
Doug, you had a cat once, didn't you?
Yeah, I love that cat, Smokey.
And then you went on family vacation?
We went on family vacation to Colorado, took Bandit, the dog, with us, and left Smokey with the neighbor taking care of Smokey, came back a week later, and as we drove into the driveway, the neighbor is there with Smokey. They just happened to be there at the same time, and Smokey was out on the front porch, saw us arrive home, saw the dog get out of the car. The cat walked up to us, looked at us as if to say, "You took the dog and you left me here?" With that, Smokey walked down the sidewalk into the sunset, and we never saw him again.
Oh, my God.
That's how I felt last year when you guys went to Jamaica and just left me back here.
All the same as Smokey.
Well, you could have went. If I wasn't going to go, and I'm sure you could have went.
Doug, Smokey was named Smokey because of Smokey and the Bandit, I have to assume.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Love that cat. Big
Maine
Coon cat.
Now, I'll guarantee you there's not one texter that said, "Here comes the Smokey story."
Oh, it could have been.
Guarantee you there's not one text that said, "Here comes the Smokey story."
I was goaded into it.
Yeah, I just like hearing that story because it makes me chuckle.
Oh, it's fine,
It
but
was true. It was
when somebody goads me into a story, oh, here comes that story again. Guarantee nobody said, "Here comes the Smokey story."
That would be
Viva
accurate.
la Strode! You would have thought the cat would have been over it. As soon as we got back home, you would have thought the cat would say, "Oh, good, they're home now." Instead, it was, no, I can't believe what you did to me.
Cats seem like interesting animals in that regard. I've never owned a cat or a dog, but it seems like that they are much more independent, much more free thinking.
Yeah.
They don't really need you. They need you to feed them, but that's about it.
Yeah.
No, they're loving animals. They like curling up with you, but one thing, you got to get them declawed because they will rip everything in your house. I don't care if you get them a scratch pad or whatever. They'll go to a rug. They'll go to the bottom of your couch. They'll just rip it apart.
I don't know how much is really going through the mind of a cat. Dogs, you can tell what they're thinking. Like my dog today ran downstairs, looked at me, barked, and kind of pointed at the door.
Yeah.
I let him out the door, ran right out, tinkled, came right back in. That there's a real thought process that goes along with that.
Right.
Cat, I'm not sure if they think of much.
I feel like they're always scheming. I don't trust them at all.
Cats?
Yeah.
I just feel like they're always in it for themselves.
I agree.
Like a dog wants to make you happy.
Sure.
A cat could care less.
No.
Could care less how you feel.
If I were to get a pet, it would be a cat. I think I would like that. But I would need a bigger space, and I would need I don't want something that I have to like really take care of, but something I can just feed every once in a while. And hey, there's the cat.
That's about all you have to do with a cat.
Yeah. Really. So if I were to ever get a pet, it would be a cat.
I think I'm kind of hesitant to get any animals because I get sad. I mean, we had Sam, the family dog. My brother had to take him in to get put down. He's talked about him. He's just sad. They stick him in the needle, and you're sitting there looking at him knowing he's dying. I had 2 cats. They ran away. Then I had my dog Stroder, my basset hound. I got the job in Bermuda. I had to give him away. It's like, God, I don't keep any pets. So I'd just be afraid to have a dog die, and I got to put it down. I wouldn't want to do that. So I'd rather just stay away from me being sad about a pet dying. I had a bunny. Somebody shot an arrow through it.
Someone shot your bunny with an arrow?
Yeah,
Where was this? In your
Last of the
apartment?
Mohicans?
Someone came into your apartment with a bow and arrow and shot your rabbit?
The Revenge of Grossmother.
When I was
right out of my mouth.
When I was a kid, we had a pet bunny, and my friend John Ellis used to like shoot arrows. We go down to the park and shoot them in the air, and then we dodge them as they came down.
Like in Grown Ups?
Yeah, it was pretty stupid, but here it comes, and we run away. But he shot one in the air one time in our front yard, and it landed in the back of the bunny that was out there. The bunny would always get out and run around, but it would always come back. And it was over in the neighbor's yard, and he shot the arrow, and it came down right in the side of his neck.
Oh.
So hold on.
But it didn't kill it. And it wouldn't come back. So, like, every day we'd be looking for it to be over there. You see it running aroround with an arrow in its neck.
Oh, God. So hold on. So you're playing, I think in Grown Ups, the film with Adam Sandler, Tim Meadows actually previously mentioned in the film, or it might be in Grown Ups too, but either way, he's always part of that SNL crew with Sandler and Chris Rock and David Spade, Kevin James. In the movie, they play arrow roulette where they shoot an arrow up in the air. And so you're playing that game where you're shooting an arrow up in the air, and is it like last person to leave wins, right?
No, we weren't trying to have a game. We'd shoot it in the air and get it come down, then we'd run away.
So you shot it up in the air, and the arrow landed on your pet bunny right in the neck?
Yeah. It went through like the side of the neck and went through, but it didn't like hit an artery, I guess, just through the fur.
Oh.
And we couldn't get it. It would always get out, but it'd always come back. We'd go up to it and get it, and he'd let us bring him home. But he had that arrow in it, and he just said, "No, it just shot me." And he'd be across the street running around. He's got an arrow in his back.
PETA find out about that?
So every pet we had, something happened.
So did the bunny eventually die from the injury?
It just went away. We didn't see it.
It's amazing how many crazy things happen when you start shooting arrows in the air.
Well, John Ellis was
real card.
No, he was a good friend. He was one of those people that just, like destroying things. We go down to Fort Melvin to play baseball or whatever we do. And there was a group of Girl Scouts down there. Yeah, we were like, I don't know, maybe 12 years old. There's a group of Girl Scouts down there, and there was a turtle there was like a little gully that went through that led to the creek at Fort Melvin. There's just a box turtle, and then these Girl Scouts are sitting there looking at it, and he picks up a big rock and smashes the turtle.
Oh, God.
Just crushes it.
Let me guess. God. Later in life, he committed a murder or something. He's now in jail.
No,
that's usually how it starts.
No, he did nothing. His mom passed away, and they had this little house right around the corner from us in Brentwood. And he just lived there. Didn't work. Just did nothing. Laid around all
Usually,
night.
cruelty to animals is a huge test of a person's character.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's usually a real giant red flag as to what lies ahead in your life.
Yeah, he never became anything in his life. He never really got a job, or he just laid around, did nothing.
Shout out to John Ellis.
John Ellis, yeah, and Paul Ellis, his brother.
He's still with us?
I think so. I mean, as little as 5 years ago, he's still living in that house. I went by and saw him one day because I was just visiting the old homestead, and I said, I want to go see if John's still there. I knocked on the door, and he answered, "Hey, it's Strode." So what are you doing? Nothing.
Well, I hope
same
a
house.
Giant snapping turtle bites his nutsack.
He did nothing. And Paul Ellis, his brother, Paul Ellis, he turned me on to Blue Oyster Cult.
Oh.
He was taking us to school one day, and he's got an 8-track, and he's blasting this music. I said, "That's pretty good. What is it?" It's Blue Oyster Cult. First time I ever heard it.
Hey, guys, he was a really good guy. Shot arrows at us and tortures animals. Really great guy, though. Anyway, let me use his government name on the radio. Thanks. It's from Zach's wife, Gummy.
It's a pretty common name, Ellis, but he was a good friend. We had fun all the time. Hell of a baseball player. He was a pitcher in Corey League. He played for the opposite team of us. He wasn't on our team, even though he went to the same school with us. This guy could throw a ball 100 miles an hour.
Oh, he couldn't throw it 100 miles an hour.
You never knew where it was going, though. You were afraid to death to step in the batter's box because he would just heave back and just shoo.
There was a John Ellis in the major leagues for a while. Played for the Cleveland Indians.
No, it could have went over the backstop. It could have hit you in the head. I mean, you just stand there. You wouldn't even swing. You just hope he walked you because you couldn't hit it. But you never knew where it was going.
Who was it? Did Doc Ellis? Was he the one that threw a perfect game on LSD?
Correct.
Yeah. Perfect game or no hitter? Or did he pitch in the All-Star game?
I think it was a no hitter. I think he walked a lot of the batters that day. I think it was a no hitter.
You ever do illicit drugs and play baseball, Doug?
God, no. I've never done an illicit drug in my life.
He said when he was up there that he thought one of the batters was holding a guitar as a bat.
We didn't even know what drugs were when we were young.
No, but you knew what arrows were, baby.
It was rocks. No, then we got in high school. We had pot and LSD and stuff like that. But
no, I didn't.
Tim out. Plowsy out. Iggy, give me the wheel. I'm taking us right off the cliff. And you morons, just let him get away with it. It's from Table Rock Lake Monster.
Did you enjoy any of the stories I told him?
I enjoyed the bunny story. Well, enjoyed is a strong word.
Yeah, tough ending, but...
Real tough ending. Oh, the cat had a tough ending, too. Yeah,
all my pets had tough endings.
Yeah. I can understand why you might be a little bit gun shy on getting a pet. Doug, speaking of pets, though, since Plowsy's out, you're going to do a little video today for Plowsy's Pup of the Week.
I believe so.
Yeah, you're going to. Little dog's going to be coming in here, so you can see that on YouTube and some TMA socials for Plowsy's Pup of the Week. That's presented to you by Chow Chow. Just as the text inbox today is presented to you by Jeff Lotman. And this 7 o'clock hour, Doug, we're in the Munganast St. Louis Acura, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour. KG, can I hear a little bit about our friends over there at Munganast? They're such fine folks. They can help you out. Can I hear about them, KG?
Munganast St. Louis Acura, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota, 7 o'clock hour sponsor on TMA, sponsor the Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown, and the official automotive provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast, presenting sponsor of Balloon Party. And we just can't say enough good things about the wonderful people at Munganast. That's Jamie Burkhardt, Clayton Patterson, Peter Munganast, and in the service department, Ryan Seiberg. So if you're looking for a new car, they have a huge amount of inventory on their lot, and you can go shopping right now at stlouisacura.com or at altontoyota.com. And if you're looking for a pre-owned vehicle, they have a great selection there as well. Just go online at stlouisacura.com or altontoyota.com. Even if you didn't get your car from Munganast St. Louis Acura, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota, get your car serviced there with the great Ryan Seiberg and his wonderful service department. It's Munganast St. Louis Acura and Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota. Online at stlouisacura.com and altontoyota.com.
Yeah. They're letting me drive the Toyota Highlander from Alton Toyota.
Yeah, it's my dad has.
It's just a fantastic car.
Oh, my dad loves it.
If you're looking for an SUV, car. You just can't beat this thing.
Yeah, my dad has it and loves it.
3 rows of seats. It's got a big infotainment center, is that what they call it?
Yeah.
The rear view camera, I mean, I can see 3 houses down the block.
Smooth ride, too, man. It's
great ride,
smooth
Love
ride.
I have the RAV4, and you can't tell you how many RAV4s I see on the road.
Oh, yeah. Very popular car. They got it all over there at Munganast St. Louis Acura, Doug, and then Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota. We also have a title sponsor in this presentation. That's Brown Crouppen. You heard Ed Herman on here yesterday, just bringing the heat. That's what he does every single week.
He'll have a show here eventually.
I'm telling you.
He's doing a 1-hour show somewhere.
He's outstanding, and they're a title sponsor, Doug.
Yeah, he brings heat here, and he brings heat in the courtroom.
That's
yes,
right.
Heat. That's who Ed Heat Herman. I guess that's what we should start to call him. Yeah. And we've met Terry Crouppen and Andy Crouppen. They've all been in the studio. Wonderful guys that you've gotten to know, gotten to love, and you know that they are the kind of people that you would want on your side if you should have a personal injury case. They've dealt with a lot of them. You know what they do? They give you a free evaluation. You just call them, tell them what your case is about. They'll work on a contingency basis, no upfront cost to you. If you don't get paid, they don't get paid, but they usually get paid. They've won more than $1 billion in compensation for their clients over the years. Local company, been around since 1979 now in St. Louis. They know the ins and outs of all the local environment here. They know the other lawyers. They know the judges. They know how the court system works in St. Louis. They're the guys to have on your side. If you think you may need Brown & Crouppen services, you give them a call. And here's the number. I'll give that now. 314-222-2222. Yes, 314-222-2222. 222-2222, or you go to brownandcrouppen.com. Make sure you let them know you heard about it here on TMA. Remember, the choice of a lawyer is an important decision, should not be based solely on advertising. Past results are no guarantee of future results, and every case is different and must be judged on its own accord.
I thought of a commercial just now off the top of my head.
Did you?
That would tie in to all of our sponsors. I'm going to leave somebody out, but we can put them in there later. You have Ed Herman or the Crouppens just in court doing a trial. Doug, you're the judge. And Ed Herman starts going ballistic about something. And you just say, hold on, and you put on the mittens. You put on the hot take gloves.
Presented to you by EDF.
And you put EDF in there. EDF, thank you for that.
Okay.
And then somebody gets a settlement. They win a settlement. All right, now you got to go to Mark Hanna.
Right.
You got all that money, let me tell you what to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
And you wouldn't be in this position if you had insurance. You know who comes in next? Here comes James Carlton.
And then you drive away in a Mungan-esque?
Yeah, and you say, okay, thanks for it, and they get into a Mungan-esque car. We could tie all of our sponsors into a little video.
Sure we
Yeah,
could.
and you go into a cool home presented to you by Designer, or a warm home.
Yeah, it's cold in here, man. What happened in this courtroom?
And as you drive away,
Here
your
comes
hair
Seth.
is blowing in the breeze
Yep.
thanks to St. Louis Hair Restoration.
Yep. And then you start gambling. You go across the river, you start gambling Circa.
Write a script. Get all our sponsors together. There's a commercial for everybody.
Look at you, Iggs, bringing the heat. We've gotten a lot of text on this, so I feel like I should read it. Do not, under any circumstance, declaw a cat. Sensory and motor nerves are cut, damaged, and destroyed. Recovery from the surgery is a slow and painful process. This procedure can hamper the sensations and enjoyment involved in walking, running, springing, climbing, and stretching. Quote, declawing is inhumane, unnecessary procedure that has many alternatives. And from what I also read on the text inbox, it seems like it is illegal in St. Louis to declaw a cat.
A lot of places won't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Because a cat's defenseless, can't protect himself.
Well, I mean, it's a house cat.
But if they get outside, they can't defend themselves.
Well, they don't get outside. That's the whole
Well, they
purpose
can.
of a house
They
cat.
can scramble and get outside.
I was always told to claw them if they're ripping up your furniture.
People used to do that, yeah.
Well, I haven't had a cat for a while, so I'm old.
Yeah, and it seems like it just does a lot of damage to them.
Well, I apologize. I don't want you to think I want to hurt cats.
No.
I'm not sure that's where the texter was going.
That used to be a standard thing to do.
Right.
But because it left them defenseless if they got outside, I think that was the big
Yeah, I always do that. If it's an outside cat, no, because they have to defend themselves.
Yeah, they can't even
but
climb a
if
tree
they're
with
inside, they're never going to get outside. They don't need to defend
crazy cat.
Hey, look at Mike Lee. Todd Racing said it's illegal in most places. Todd Racing, I'm going to spare you and not talk about the Kansas game last night because
You
Missouri
need to
stinks.
claw. Do you claw dogs? You get their nails clipped, right?
You get them clipped. I don't think
you
you
clip them down.
You don't declaw them.
Surgically remove them. You just cut their toenails.
Yeah, and based on everything, it's just it's no longer a practice done. So there we go. So I don't think if they are, they can.
And you know what?
Screw off,
You can't
like,
cut them
it's
too
all good.
short. I found that out with Archie.
Is that right?
Archie was a West Highland Terrier.
Archie Vaughn.
Archie Vaughn. And her toenails got really long, so I said, I'll clip them. I'll save the $40 at the vet. I'll clip them. And I guess there's a quick where the nail kind of changes colors slightly, and if you cut it too low down, that's blood down there.
Ooh.
And I did that. I cut him too short, and then Archie had little blood droplets coming out of all of his toes.
Oh, no.
Everywhere he walked, we had bloody
Oh, no.
footprints. He was crying and moaning. And
Pet cemetery.
Horrible.
KG, you're a dog owner, a proud dog owner. You clip your dog's nails, brother. You got a pretty big dog, don't you?
Yeah, 70-pound guy. He doesn't love it, but been doing it since he was just a pup. So
Yeah, I couldn't do that. I'm out on all that.
I can't even clip my own nails. I'm terrible at clipping my nails. I never get them even, and then I use the emery board, and it's just
emery board.
What's good is to give him a little distraction, give him some peanut butter, take his mind off it.
Something to eat while they're doing it.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
If you just don't cut it too close, they're okay with it.
Yeah.
But boy, they will squawk if you get it down right by the nubbins.
You can always do more. You can't do less.
Yeah. Well, I learned that lesson. Sorry, Archie.
Poor Archie.
Mm-hmm.
I used to bite my nails terribly. I don't know how I got rid of that habit. It was a terrible habit. My nails look like boll weevils got to them.
Boll weevils.
And now I stopped, and they're pretty good.
Well, there you go. Sorry, I'm trying to log into stltoday.com so I can read the article from Derek Gould about Sonny Gray, Doug, his first time pitching in a Cardinal uniform. Speaking of the Cardinal uniforms, Derek Gould also had a tweet yesterday showing Miles Michaelis' jersey. So there seems to be a new jersey situation with Fanatics, and now there's new providers for the jersey, and people are not happy.
Can I ask you guys?
Sure.
I saw it. What's the difference?
So what it looked like to me,
I didn't see any difference in it.
Biggie, is that, and I'm going to pull up Derek Gould's tweet right now so that I can better. So it looks like they moved the MLB logo for where it used to be right at the top of the neck, right here at the top of the neck of the back of the jersey. It seems they've moved it down right above where the name would be, and then they made the name smaller. Looks like changed up kind of the font and the color of the number in jersey, and then made it all smaller. It just looks cheaper, I would say.
It also, the picture I saw, it looked almost like the logo on front was ironed on instead of stitched in like it normally was.
I didn't notice any of that.
So I got an article here. We'll start off with the jerseys, and we'll get into the brand new uniforms designed through the use of the latest in digital technology will actually give the Cardinals a throwback look on the field this spring. For the first time in about a decade, the home white jerseys and road grays are back for exhibition games this spring, replacing the red tops that have been a fixture of spring workouts and batting practice. All the jerseys also have a new design as Nike and Major League Baseball unveil their Vapor Premier uniforms. It is advertised as breathable, lightweight, high-performance fabric that was made from at least 90% recycled polyester yarn.
Yard? What do you mean polyester yard?
It seems like a...
Yarn?
It says yard right here. I read here from Derek Gould and STL Today.
Okay.
In a release Tuesday about the new jerseys in Major League Baseball, Cardinals third baseman Nolan Arenado, who wears Nike gear, offered this comment: The Nike Vapor Premier jersey is soft, light, and comfortable. It's almost like wearing my favorite shirt on the field and so easy to move around in. That seems like something that was right from the heart from Nolan Arenado.
I was going to say, that seemed like it was given.
And not from a Nike athlete.
Right from the script.
It felt special, like the big leagues, Michael has said. The stitched last name is gone from the new jerseys. The red may appear a shade different, but it's not. The white of the jersey has changed. The MLB logo on the back of the jersey has been lowered, and the last name on the jersey is more squat, thicker, and less upright.
More squat?
This is.
I feel like this is like one step above Great Britain's jerseys in the World Baseball Classic.
In Times New Roman font.
That's Gould saying that?
What's up?
Gould said that?
This is an article from Derek Gould in STL Today.
And who said it's squat and...
I
don't even know what any of those words mean.
Squat, thicker, and less upright?
Yeah. What's squat?
So I guess...
Shorter and fatter?
Shorter and fatter is kind of, and then less upright.
He was told to say that. There's no way he came up with the word squat.
Oh.
Couldn't tell you. It says that the Cardinals had the birds on the bat for their birds on the bat logo chain stitched in the jersey. It was sharp, crisp detail that, yes, gave the jersey some weight. The new jerseys are meant to reduce weight and streamline, but the Cardinals argued successfully to adapt the chain stitch logo to the new design.
Okay. Is this just for spring, or this is what they're going to wear during the season?
I am not positive on that. I'm trying to find out. If somebody in the text line knows, that's the text line presented to you by Jeff Lotman, please feel free to text that in. It seems like it's only for the spring, because they're talking about the spring.
That's a sensitive subject. If you start messing with the Cardinal uniform, you're going to have some people upset by that.
Well, this is the year that they will add a City Connect jersey. Those started about 2 years ago. I feel like Boston and San Francisco were two of the first City Connect jerseys. There have been some interesting ones. If you remember, Tony La Russa, when he was managing the White Sox, had the South Side jersey on.
Yeah.
Did he have his hat all kicked to the side?
It had his hat kicked to the side. There's a very famous picture.
Hello, fellow teenagers.
Yeah, it was very Steve Buscemi gif.
I'm just glad this organization's worried about the right things.
That's what I'm saying.
They may not have a choice. It could be that they're told this is what you're going to wear now.
If they went away from the stitch, that would be like wearing a giveaway jersey.
Yeah.
If they went ironed on, well, I couldn't imagine a world in which a Major League Baseball team is wearing ironed on.
Well, how about T-shirts?
Yeah, just wear a T-shirt.
Well, I mean, I guess
they're lighter. They're lighter and it's more squat.
In the '80s, the pullover was a V-neck.
Yeah.
I mean, it was thick, obviously. It was thick wool.
It was still a jersey, material.
Right. Nope, all season long, unfortunately. That's from the 636. It looks like a jersey that they would wear in a Christian movie about the Cardinals. That's from Ricky Rapace. Is it really a surprise these jerseys were made? Oh, nope. The shape of the last... You should always read the text before you say it, KG.
A pullover probably makes more sense than what they really wear now. Why would you want an athletic piece of clothing that has buttons on it?
Yeah,
you slide all the time, and you want to slide on buttons?
You know what I miss?
How about 3/4 zip?
That's not bad.
You want to slide on a zipper either.
The stirrup socks.
Yeah.
I loved those.
Yeah. Made no sense at all, but everyone wore them.
Yeah,
so
what's
you
the
just kinda
point?
Went along with
what was the point?
I don't know.
You kind of look like a jockey.
You had to wear white, they call them white sanitary socks underneath them that pull up almost to your knee, and then have these stirrup socks that you had struggled to get them to stay up. Nobody taped them up, as I remember. You had to fold them in a certain way so that they would stay.
Mine went up over my knee, so they stayed, and then you pull the pants down. And just sometimes, we always had the stripes showing. Then as time went on, you just showed the stirrups, and now you just wear basically Lululemons out there.
Yeah. I don't know if George Hendricks started that. He was one of the first I remember to wear pants all the way down to his shoes, where you couldn't even see the socks.
Really?
And now they all do it.
Oh, yeah,
Most of them do it.
Yeah. Well,
Adam Wainwright used to show the socks a little bit.
High Sock Sunday.
Yeah.
There's famous High Sock Sunday.
But most of them show no socks. And if they do, I think the stirrup look is all one sock.
Yeah,
Right.
Just think, if you played baseball back in the 20s, you're wearing basically wool burlap in 100-degree weather. Babe Ruth got on wool. Those guys had to be sweating their ass off.
Did the White Sox do shorts as a gimmick one time?
Yeah, they did. Yeah. It looked like a softball team.
Yeah.
Bill Veck.
Mm-hmm. Didn't go over well.
Yeah, I can't imagine sliding wearing shorts.
No.
It'd be ridiculous. Have you ever done that in a softball game, Doug, where you accidentally take it too seriously and you slide?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good way to get a nice little strawberry.
You used to have to wear sliding shorts, sliding pants under the uniform.
I still wear those for basketball.
You wear sliding pants in basketball?
Yeah, compression shorts. Yeah, compression shorts.
Now, what are you compressing?
My love.
Oh!
Clip that off.
Oh!
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
How does that come into play in a basketball game?
All my underwear, and I wasn't planning on talking about my U-Trow until at least the 9 o'clock hour, but I guess we'll get to it now. All my underwear is boxer briefs, kind of the newer style.
You can't wear that. No one wears a jock anymore, I guess.
No. Well, I never. Why would you wear a jock in basketball?
Are you really?
Yeah. I've got the cup in and everything.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why you'd ever wear a jock in basketball.
Yeah, nobody's going to hit you in the nuts in basketball.
Well, I mean, you might, but that'd be so restrictive.
Does anyone wear one anywhere anymore?
Baseball? Oh, well, okay, so like the new compression shorts, new sliding shorts that you talk about, have a little pouch for your cup.
For the cup.
Right, or other things, maybe.
One of the most shocking things to me is that most of the guys in NFL football don't wear a cup.
I know, isn't that weird? I mean, I guess if you're playing, it depends on the position. Like, if you were playing...
If you're playing anything.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a position where you would...
Knees flying, elbows flying.
Baseball, hockey, I mean, you have to.
Baseball, they do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Outfielders, I don't think do.
Really?
Yeah, outfielders and pitchers don't wear them.
You still might get hit with a pitch.
A foul tip go back up into your nuts.
Oh, well, I mean, we all know what happened with Yachty in his situation, which led to a new designed cup for catchers, so that situation never would happen again, because that would be my last day playing baseball if that happened to me.
You talk about losing the will to live. You get hit with a foul ball up in there, and you just want to die right there.
You ever see the TikTok videos of that guy? He's pretty famous now. He announces, he picks things, and he becomes the announcer. Like whether it be a softball game or a guy skiing.
Oh yeah, he has like the really good broadcast voice.
He's got a great voice.
And he like curses and stuff.
Yeah.
I
Oh, hey, right in the roast beef, we call that. And it's pretty funny. He does all these different sporting events and just starts announcing himself. He's become pretty popular.
Is that Bob Menery? That guy?
I think that is, yeah.
Is that him?
I think it's Bob
He used to
Menery.
do a lot of those, like, kind of working blue, announcing some of those highlights.
Yeah, that's what he does.
He
and
blew up, too. He
was with Nelk Boys forever. I was a shortstop and didn't wear a cup. I just tucked it in like Doug does when he's acting like one of my call girls. That's from Jackson's Lone Wispy Pube. Only get 5 uniform options, so these 2 new ones, plus the Saturday Blue and the home Saturday Whites, plus the City Connect means the Red Spring ones are out. That makes sense. So they are introducing, but they would never wear the red spring training ones during the season. And I kind of like that. You know, a lot of Major League Baseball teams have like a third jersey that has like their main color that they put on top of the white or gray pants. I kind of like that the Cardinals never had that. I guess the Power Blues are that, but at least the pants are the same color.
When you say City Connect, does that mean we're going to get a uniform with an arch on it or something?
So they're, I mean, if you like some of the uniforms that have come out to City Connect, Doug, are kind of goofy. So I believe the plan is for them to be red, a red jersey. Yeah. And a lot of people are saying like it might say the Lou on it.
Oh, for heaven's
There might be the St. Louis skyline. I have a good feeling that Cardinal fans, who are usually really open to change, are going to love them. So right here you see the White Sox look. There's the Brewers look that say Brew Crew.
That's terrible.
The Washington Nationals with looks like sort of rose on there. Baltimore's actually aren't that bad.
That's not bad.
Boston right there, Doug. How do you like that Boston
yellow
look?
Boston Red Sox
yellow and
uniform.
blue?
It's just wrong. It's just wrong.
You can see Colorado's right there, Doug, with the white belt.
Ooh, I like a good white belt.
Do you?
What kid is going to want a Boston Red Sox jersey? And yeah, give me the yellow one.
Right. I mean, it all goes back to, like, I guess you could sell these jerseys and people like it. I personally don't. I think baseball, more so than any other sport, maybe, like the best uniforms are the classic ones. Like the Cardinals uniform, the Yankees uniform, and the Dodgers uniform, for my money, are the three best uniforms in baseball. And those are super, super classic. I think the Giants also have a great look. Yeah. Like, and those are classic uniforms. Once you start getting, like, the D-backs with whatever they got going, it's terrible. It's awful. Old school works for baseball, at least in my opinion. I don't know how other people feel.
I think it works for the NFL, too. A lot of NFL teams' look hasn't changed in 60 or 70 years. You look at the 49ers, the Packers, the Cowboys, the Chiefs. They've always looked like that.
I'm telling you,
changed at all.
The Niners uniforms in that Super Bowl, they just looked outstanding.
Yeah,
that's an outstanding look. Is that with the kind of gold you want for the Tigers, or are you okay with a little bit more yellow?
That's closer to it.
Okay.
No more yellow. Yeah, that's the kind of gold. That old gold.
We need a retro St. Louis Browns jersey or one with pink and gray stripes. That would just pop. That's from Zach's wife, Gummy.
There used to be a company, I don't know if they're still around, and I think it was a New Era type, but they did old-time hats and jerseys.
Mitchell and Ness. Mitchell and Ness?
Somebody else.
Okay. They're really popular with that.
Because I bought a St. Louis Browns hat. I bought a New York Metropolitans hat.
Might be Cooperstown
Which
Classic.
is one of those really, it almost looks like a little beanie. You know, it's a small hat.
Yeah.
If you find on my Facebook page the picture of me and Jay and Zarina Dreams and Rick Wallace and...
Who's Zarina Dreams?
She's a porn star. Came to PTs. It was our first porn star we ever met. And we did a charity car wash and volleyball game. And I'm kneeling in the middle of the picture, and I have that New York Metropolitans hat on. It looks like a little beanie. But, yeah, they had some great hats from the old time.
The Cardinal, I mean, I think the Cardinal, Yankee, and LA hat are the three best. Like, I think all of the classic ones just work. I think they're just better.
Cubs are pretty good uniforms.
I don't like, people will be like, oh, I just don't think. I think the little lowercase C looks terrible. I don't like the Cubs uniforms personally. I prefer the White Sox. The White Sox hat is iconic. Shout out to Eazy-E. Speaking of other Cardinals, Doug, Adam Wainwright is continuing and taking more and more TV gigs, as he has just been announced. Cardinals legend Adam Wainwright will be joining MLB Network, pairing with his Fox Sports gig for an exciting first year in broadcasting, as I read from redbirdrant.com. The dust has been settled on the legendary career of Adam Wainwright, but the former Cardinal ace has landed his second television gig, as MLB Network announced yesterday that Wainwright will be joining their excellent group of analysts. So he'll be joining Major League Baseball, MLB Network as an analyst. It was announced earlier this offseason that Wainwright will be joining Fox Sports as an analyst as well, and is already slated to call 15 games for them in 2024. While Wainwright has stated a desire to slowly increase the amount of television that he does in his post-playing career, it's clear that Wainwright has already well thought of and sought after in the industry. Yeah. So I think that's awesome. And this was the MLB Network thing will start on March 28th, and that's per Derek Gould.
I wonder who he's replacing.
I don't know I think it's an ad, because he's also going to be joining Albert Pujols, Mark DeRosa, two former Cardinals themselves, and
as analysts for MLB Network in their studio show.
I think it's a studio show thing. So he'll be calling games on Fox, including, I think he's calling the London series this year in June.
Is that what John Schmoltz? He's going to be the third guy in the booth?
I think so. I think they're going to do a three-prong, which I like. I like for baseball.
What's
I think the more
three-pronged?
3 legs.
Three people.
Yeah, power of 3.
Yeah, there you got Ken Rosenthal down there too. That's really, and then probably Tim Karchin's down there too. So
I thought Rosenthal was no longer with MLB Network. I thought he's
with Fox.
Is Fox? Okay. I thought he was just with the Athletic. I thought there was something to that.
No, I think he still does the Fox thing. Does Costas still do anything with MLB? Because whenever MLB had games in the past, Costas would do some of those. I like to see Costas and Wainwright do a game together.
I don't know that he does.
I thought Costas does playoff stuff, and he got a lot of crap sent to him.
No, every once in a while MLB would have a game of the week where MLB would have a game, and a lot of times Costas would do the play-by-play.
Waino and Pujols together in studio is going to be gold. That's from Eric in the Central West End. Yeah, I think it's gonna. I think that's. I will be absolutely tuning in to watch that. I didn't listen to when Albert was on the call that Peacock game, but I heard he was.
It wasn't bad.
Really solid. Yeah, I heard he was solid.
Decent.
I mean, you couldn't ask for someone with more baseball expertise.
No,
when it comes to being at the plate.
I will say with Pujols, it was more him telling stories than actually breaking down pitches and games. You know, it was always kind of stories with him.
But I think that's kind of like the benefit of doing a Power of Three, Doug, broadcast is like you can have your play-by-play guy do obviously the play-by-play, the color guy maybe do some more analysis of the game, and then having a third guy opens up for story time and other kind of, you know, baseball hijinks, because as we've talked about before with baseball, so much downtime. You know, you don't necessarily be... Vin Scully, you always talked about Vin Scully would tell a nice story, doing it all by himself. An expert field dresser.
And weave in the play-by-play. Yeah. And the play-by-play never seemed to get in the way of his stories.
Yep. 2-1 pitch.
Was always perfect.
In the dirt, 3-1.
Who's the best baseball analyst of all time?
Oh, wow.
I think Bob Uecker would have been if he hadn't been the play-by-play guy.
Yeah, if they'd done the radio
He could have been.
He's so good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just his performance in Major League alone. I always reference this. Me and my brother's favorite moment is when he's drinking the bottle of whiskey, and then he takes the top of it and puts it behind his ear so he can get the smell on him. It's amazing. Bob Uecker's unbelievable.
To the Cardinals.
That's the best analyst right there.
Ghosting them like an OK Cupid Halloween party.
I don't think the Cardinals don't even have an analyst, do they?
I guess they only do it. They have a two-man broadcast
on TV,
team.
they do. Jim
I'm talking
Edmonds,
about baseball.
Brad Thompson.
I'm talking about radio.
Ricky Horton.
No, he does play-by-play.
Well, like Mike Shannon did too. He started as an analyst and then gradually
It just seems like
became
the
a
Cardinals on
play-by-play
Radio
guy.
KMWX have just two guys who do play-by-play, and they do 2 innings by themselves, and then one will sit in the booth, and there's really no analyst in there.
I think Ricky Horton counts as a former player. Counts as an analyst.
Yeah.
Al
I would say
Robosky
that.
was clearly an analyst for years on TV.
100%.
But if you're just an analyst, you don't do play-by-play too. Horton's doing play-by-play. I don't think he does play-by-play and then sits down there and is the analyst and then does play-by-play. I think they just switch innings.
But they sit together for most of the time.
I don't think. I always see him get up and walk away.
Are any broadcast in any of the sports still doing remote? Or has everybody gone back in person?
I think everybody's
I thought
back.
there were some teams that held out for a while. That
I remember we had an audio clip last year. Who's the guy who does the call for the Giants? He's really, really good. John Miller? John Miller. He was complaining about them. He wasn't there or something. He had a complaint, but I think everyone's back to being in person.
Yeah, no. I think the Cardinals didn't go back for a while. And then a few of those guys were upset that they were still doing it from the studio.
The NoCo Turkey Neck, Doug, right on time here, said John Miller and Joe Morgan are the best duo Sunday Night Baseball. Really good.
Yeah,
I love Joe Morgan.
I think Doc Emmerich doing hockey, big-time hockey, was some of my favorite.
Certainly for hockey, yeah. Certainly for hockey.
I go way back, but I always found Pee Wee Reese and Tony Kubek two great analysts.
Yeah, Pee Wee Reese, you are going back now.
Well, they were doing Game of the Week.
Early 60s.
You think hockey's probably would be the most difficult one to do, correct?
1000%.
And then what? Basketball?
I don't know that anybody's better than Darren Pang in hockey.
He's outstanding. Yeah. Jamie has done the great job, obviously, taking over for his job. But yeah, Panger they're both outstanding.
I like to see Jamie Rivers do a game from the penalty box with his Speedo on.
With his Speedo on.
You should let him know that.
Maybe when attendance gets low. Something like that.
If they keep having bad losses to the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, I don't know how old he is, but he still looks great.
Jamie? Yeah. Former athletes, man.
He was on vacation with his girlfriend and had that Speedo on again.
What if they asked you to go down there and do a Speedo shot? Would you do it for them?
I'm not the kind of shape that Jamie is.
Well, you could do a couple push-ups and get there.
Yeah. Top light you, glisten you up.
Yeah, I don't have any.
Oil you
I don't
down.
have muscles. I mean, I have a fairly flat stomach, but I don't have muscles.
All right, well, let's get in the gym. We'll do this for next season. Come on, we'll pump some iron.
I'm gonna work out so I can put a Speedo on.
Yeah, that would be a sight.
Give me another $1,000 to do it. By the way, I got a thing from Ancestry yesterday that they have my DNA in it's in a queue.
Yep, I got that text as well yesterday. So I would say I'd give it about another month at least before we get the results back, Doug. But
you spit into the bottle or whatever you had to spit into?
Oh yeah, I almost spilled it. That might have been my last day on the show. No offense to you, Iggy,
how much spittle was in there?
A teaspoon.
Oh,
teaspoon. But if any one molecule of that spittle got on me, that would have been.
You would have retired.
I don't know.
I got clean spit.
It's not an indictment of you. If any of you got spit on me,
I would have liked.
Except maybe you, Doug.
I think it'd been fun if you just spit into it too and see what kind of results we got back.
Yeah, well, once some of the more Eastern European roots came out, maybe they would have thought differently. Yeah. No, I don't think that would work.
So when do we get the results back? Any idea?
They said 6 to 8 weeks when we sent it in. So that was about 2 weeks. That was 2 weeks ago.
I think mine said 4 to 6 weeks yesterday. We got you. You're in the queue. 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah. So I would say month and change we'll get it back. And then, but we'll have the full, my dad showed me, my dad did the Ancestry.com thing.
Oh, he did?
And he showed me all the stuff you can do with it. And it's really, really interesting. I mean, it's fascinating stuff. But like the more basic stuff is obviously right there.
Origins. Yeah, you'll find out if I have kids or not.
But the thing is with the kids thing, like they would also have had to do the Ancestry.com thing. So this won't be like a definitive, Iggy does not have kids, but it's the best we can do. It's the best we can do given the circumstances.
It's just going to tell him your DNA makeup.
Right.
I don't know what it does. I just spit. That's all I did.
Well, that's all it could possibly do is tell you your DNA makeup, right?
That spit is your DNA.
And if other people have supplied their DNA, then you could link them together and say these people are related.
Right. It was really cool. Like there was a picture of my dad's grandfather, and it looked like a picture of me.
Oh, really?
It looked like I'd never seen my dad's grandfather before, and I saw a picture, and it looked literally just like me. Or no, it was my grandfather who died when I was very young, and I don't really remember him. But it was a picture of when he was like my age. Literally looks just like me, just like me. It was shocking, and that's just like something you don't get unless you get to do this really cool thing.
Yeah, I never met my mom's dad, so I never met that grandpa. I just vaguely remember my mom's mom, my grandma. I had to have been 3 or 4. I remember going. I guess she was dying. And we went into the bedroom, and I just remember my grandma laying there. That's the only remembrance I have of my mom's mom.
And you look just like her?
I don't know, but it'd be fun to get pictures to see if I got pictures of my mom's parents that I've never really met.
I have pictures of my great-great-grandfather from like the 1880s.
In front of the covered wagon, right?
No, that was grandfather in the covered wagon.
Really?
That was grandmother with him.
So you have
her father.
Oh, wow.
Her family, going back to like the 1880s. And he had a big handlebar mustache. I looked nothing like nothing.
But it's unbelievable they'd have a picture that's, I mean, what? We're talking about 140 years old?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Well, they sent me an email saying, now to make it better, give us a better chance of finding it, give us your grandma's name. And you do the work.
Oh,
if I give you a grandma's name, you're saying, here's your grandma, Claire. Well, yeah, I gave it to you.
Supply your grandmother's name.
I'm not going to do any work for them.
How much work is it to say, here's my grandmother's name?
Well, if you got my DNA, you should be able to know who my grandma is. I'm not going to tell you so you can just put it down there. Go find her.
It's a weird stance. I'm going to be honest.
Who cares? Yeah, I pay for it. I don't
Give
care.
us your grandmother's name. How hard is that?
It's Claire Woods. Not
Okay,
Woods, Claire,
that's all it would have taken.
Claire Strode. I don't know what my grandmother's maiden name is. So I couldn't give it to him anyway.
I went down an ancestry rabbit hole a handful of years ago, and I only use the free services and websites, so I don't know its accuracy, but I traced about 12 generations back.
Oh, wow.
To England. My great times 12 grandfather and his brothers owned a hotel in Shrewsbury, England called the Lion Hotel. It's still there today. But the reason my family came over across the pond was they accused his wife of being a witch.
Wow.
And they put her on trial. And the way they did that was they tied a rock to your foot, dropped you in the water.
Right.
If you escaped, you were guilty, and then they killed you. If you died, you were innocent, and the state paid for your funeral. And she passed in that trial. So he took his son, hopped on a boat, and headed across the pond, and that's how...
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
They give you all of that in Ancestry?
It was like one of those scenes where you've got the evidence board up, and I'm connecting. I stayed up all night, website to website.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was wild.
That's fascinating.
What year would that have been?
1500s I got to.
Oh, man.
And that hotel is still there today. There's no connection to the family anymore. It was sold over the years. But that's a bucket list thing of mine is to go see that.
That's super cool. That would have been probably Queen Elizabeth I, right after her sister Bloody Mary. Because, it was Henry VIII in like the early 1500s, followed by his son, who died like in 2 years. He was a kid. And then Mary, and she got killed, I think, for killing so many people. And then Queen Elizabeth at the time had the longest running monarchy ever. I think she was queen for like 42 years. But that would have been that era. Maybe one of those people had your had your ancestor killed for being a witch.
I could be royalty.
That's unbelievable.
You could be. You could say that my, what would it have been, your aunt, grandmother?
They've been great.
Yeah, your four-time great-grandmother was killed by Queen Elizabeth.
KG needs to go back and avenge your death. That's from Neil Allen Craig podcast.
With a sword.
Yeah.
You
Talk
could
to
be.
King Chuck.
Yeah, you could be. Robert De Niro did that many years later in 2.
Yeah, when you look back like that, you really have to wonder how lucky you got just to be alive today, to have made it.
That's what I'm
all
saying.
those ancestors to have survived.
Oh my God, yeah. I think about that sometimes. You're like, oh, if I go back and do it, I was like, man, I'm pretty happy living in 2024. I have a device right here that, like, if I'm lost, it can take me home. If I need to call someone, I can call them immediately. I can look up anything that's ever happened in the history of the world on it.
But you think how many close calls your ancestors on both sides probably had.
Oh my
and
God,
if just one of them had gone another way, you wouldn't be here.
I mean, there's millions upon millions of little moments that could have totally changed the trajectory of your life, or, not created your existence.
And then on the thousands of bits of sperm that had to travel up the canal, and yours was the one that made it.
Yeah. That's why life is a fascinating little odyssey, Doug, and that's why I'm trying to emit positivity, because we're all happy to be here.
We're all extremely lucky.
What a time to be alive. Shout out to Drake.
It's so easy for the name to die. I mean, you have one kid, and that kid decides he's not going to get married. I have a brother that has one son, and my other brother has 2 sons. So that's only 3 left. If those 3 kids don't have any kids, the Strode name dies. Isn't that correct?
Theoretically, yeah. At least that.
Unless we find out through this DNA testing that you have 50 kids out there somewhere.
Or some long-lost cousin.
Yeah, but the name won't be Strode, so.
It could be. Still could be Strode.
There'll be other Strodes. Just not your lineage of Strodes.
Yeah.
There's lineages of Seth Goldcamp, and it's with Design Air Heating and Cooling. KG, can I hear a little bit about Seth Goldcamp and Design Air Heating and Cooling?
Love to.
Design Air Heating and Cooling, the official HVAC provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. The place I work with, the place Doug works with, the place Iggy works with, the place we recommend you. Any issues with your furnace, Design Air Heating and Cooling will be out there quick, fast, in a hurry to take care of it. DesignAirService.com is where you go. And now you're working with Seth Goldcamp and his incredible staff at Design Air Heating and Cooling. It's DesignAirService.com. They've been in business now 4 generations. Seth is the 4th generation, and he prides himself on the legacy started by his great-grandfather, and that is customer service, number 1, no upselling, number 2. Here's the deal. This is the issue. We're going to fix it. We're going to take care of it. And I don't know how many people over the years, Design Air has been with us, have done business with them and raved about the experience. They're out there super quick, and they take care of our listeners. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling, online at DesignAirService.com.
It's Design Air Heating and Cooling. So we're going to close out the Munganast 7 o'clock hour here because, Doug, it's 8:10 in St. Louis.
Okay.
And on the other side of the break, we're going to have the Munganast Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown, Genesis Invitational, Riviera Country Club. Balls in the air tomorrow, Iggs. And how you feeling about your team?
I'm sorry, I got another message from Courtney Hadwin, the fam. I don't know.
Well, don't let the show get in the way of your messages. Son of a sack ass!
I like my lineup.
Well, you should. You got to pick it.
But I like these events, these signature events, because it's not a huge field. There is going to be a cut, but I think like 70% of the field makes the cut. So you have all good players. So you can kind of get some good players down there around the 7,000, 71, 72. Then you have some money left over to stack your lineup with the big names at the top.
What are you looking for this week, Doug, at Riviera?
Just trying to reach the box to pull a name out.
Shot shapers?
They're all shot shapers. They're all ball strikers.
I'm looking for putters this week. Cause,
Boy, you don't want them on any other tournament. You don't want anyone who can putt.
A lot of guys don't know how to putt on Poana greens. This is 5 straight weeks of Poana.
Usually the lousy putters win most of these
You going to go with Tiger?
Oh, whoever I pull out, I won't be able to see it.
Now you can get Tiger for like $6,800, I think.
Yeah, he's cheap. You know who isn't cheap, though, is going to be Max Homa.
Yeah, I don't remember if I put him on there or not. I mean, it was hard for me not to put him on because I think he
loves playing chalk in his home.
Well, yeah, it's going to be the most highly owned guy because I think his last 3 times at Riviera were 2-1-2 or 2-1-3, something like that.
Yeah, he definitely won a couple years ago. All right, so that's going to close out our Munganess St. Louis Acura, Munganess Burkhardt, Alton Toyota, 7 o'clock hour. On the other side of the break, we will have the Munganess Daily Fantasy Sports Show. Then at 9 o'clock, we'll have Jeremy Rutherford talking Blues hockey after the loss last night. But still, Doug, what would that be? 7 out of 9 across the last 9 games. So still hot. Still got a chance to make a strong chance to make the playoffs. So we'll talk to Jeremy Rutherford about that. That's presented to you by Mark Hanna, and we'll close out the show with the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. You are listening to The Morning After, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with a great TMA sponsor, and that is Longo Biggs Injury Law Firm. And you may hear a bunch of out-of-state law firms advertising here and there all over on billboards and so on and so forth. But the thing is, oftentimes their goal is to just settle and move on, and that's not what you guys do.
Yeah, this is CD Longo, and you hear us talking a lot about maximizing the value of cases, but what does that actually mean? Well, as Tim said, there's lots of personal injury lawyers in St. Louis, and everyone handles cases differently. We focus on getting the highest dollar amount for your injuries, not just getting a resolution quickly. We're constantly tracking all the settlements and verdicts in the area. This helps us advise our clients on whether a settlement offer is too low. And if the amount of compensation being offered is too low, we are happy to file lawsuits and proceed to trial to ensure our clients receive an amount that is fair. Visit our website or Google us at Longo Biggs Injury Law.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
TMA listeners have a lot to think through financially. Saving for retirement and college while also paying bills and enjoying life along the way. Call Mark Hanna. Mark works with you to design a strategy to do your finances right. It's a straightforward approach that starts with a 15-minute phone call to discuss your needs. Visit evergreenstl.com or give Mark a call at 314-889-0503 today. Mark Hanna offers securities through Equitable Advisors, LLC, member FINRA, SIPC, a broker-dealer. Equitable Advisors, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Evergreen Wealth Strategies is not a registered investment advisor and is not owned or operated by Equitable Advisors or Equitable Network.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan for James Carlton, the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. He's my insurance agent, and I made the switch to James 5 years ago, and I would love for you to do the same thing. They do all the paperwork for you when you make the switch, and they couldn't make it any easier. It's just a sign of things to come when it comes to the customer service you'll get from James and his staff. That's why they have 353 five-star reviews, such as this one. Recently switched to James, and he set up a meeting with me instantly to go over my coverage. During our meeting, James informed me of the Drive and Save discount, which I was never aware of before. We went over the rest of my coverage in extensive detail, which I had never had an agent do before. I am very happy with my decision to switch to James. That's James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency in Webster Groves, 314-961-4800, or go online at carltoninsurance.net. That's James Carlton. If your insurance costs a leg and an arm, call James Carlton, State Farm.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
The Illinois Recovery Center is dedicated to providing precise and authentic care to those seeking help and treatment. Recovery, it's not just a goal, it's a transformative journey. At Illinois Recovery Center, you'll find an unwavering commitment to provide the support, guidance, and personalized care you or your loved one needs to rediscover a life filled with purpose, strength, and lasting renewal. If you or someone you know wants more information about the Illinois Recovery Center, please call 888-472-9559 or visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com.
Bet like the pros with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circa Sports is now available in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I've been a lifelong sports bettor, and I'm the owner of Circa Sports. We're excited that the Circa Sports app is now ready for action. Experience big app bets with high betting limits, tight money line splits, and more. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Chow Chow on the Hill is your one-stop shop for all your pet supplies. As soon as you walk through their doors, you and your pet are considered family and treated with superior service and personalized attention. Jessica is the owner and is a certified pet nutritionist and is passionate about educating her clients on the product that will keep your pets happy and healthy. My favorite part about Chow Chow is its connection with All Paws Safe Haven, an organization that helps shelter animals find forever homes. To learn more about Chow Chow, visit CIAOCHOWSTL.com or stop by and tell them Plowsy sent you.
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then, someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Urban Dictionary defines thirsty as purposely, knowingly, and recklessly attempting to gain fame to boost self-esteem. So, are you thirsty? Well, TMA has you covered. Become a part of the TMA Listener of the Month Club. You nominate yourself for a monthly award. And if you win, you get recognition and stuff to help you satisfy that insatiable thirst. We're talking January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, etc. Go to TMASTL.com or the TMA app. Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information. Tell us why you deserve to be TMA Listener of the Month. And if you don't want to use your real name or photo, we don't really care. The TMA Listener of the Month. Get recognized just for being you, or fake you, or whatever. Quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila with Milagro in the morning after on KPNT HD2.
I spent 4 years in San Francisco.
It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After.
KPNT FM HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
I'm going to let this one breathe.
Okay.
Welcome back. You're listening to The Morning After, and that's presented to you by Brown and Crouppen, 8 o'clock hour here. Happy Valentine's Day, Doug.
Well, and same to yous.
Yeah, love is in the air. All the love going on around here. We love to see that. We love to feel the love. Iggy got a lovely rose and a card from Lauren for Valentine's Day.
I feel like the card was a reminder that she's married.
I think I know that.
There's a picture of her and her husband. It's like, I'm married over here.
Oh, man. This is a banger. Good play, KG. It's from Hoosier Dabby.
Thanks,
Hot
Hoosier.
Track. That's from Zach's wife, Gummy. This song brings back memories of the after party at the Stratford Inn after the 01 Vianney Father-Son dance. That's from Eric in the Central West End, and used to play Native American ball with his father.
Was that Seal who sang that?
Yeah.
It is.
Kissed by a Rose. Yep. Yep.
Heidi Klum.
Perfect Valentine's Day song. It's for, again, positivity and love is the theme of today's show.
That's your theme today, isn't it?
That's the theme today. I'm trying to make it the theme for the week, but, you know.
What are you doing for Valentine's Day, Doug?
I don't know that I'm doing much of anything.
Oh.
What
Not
are you
romantic?
doing? Probably not. What are you doing?
Having dinner in.
Ooh.
Got a nice meal planned.
Bill.
What sort of meal you got planned?
Oh, I'm going to have a filet.
You hear that wee, Doug?
Yeah.
There was a wee. I'm going to have a filet. My guest is going to have a ribeye.
Guest?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Bacon-wrapped shrimp.
Oh, really?
We're going cheesy shrimp and grits.
And you're cooking all this?
I am.
Look at you.
Mm-hmm.
Little stud.
Caesar salad, and for dessert, a red velvet gooey butter cake.
No, you made that too?
I'm going to.
You're going to make the whole cake from scratch?
Yeah.
This guy got a whole project to do this afternoon.
I don't know if you've heard, but I used to have quite a popular cooking show, Doug. I know my way around the kitchen.
Yeah, I guess you do.
Certified lover boy over here.
And from working at a restaurant, too, you probably pick up some tips.
Sure.
What's the best tip you could share with the casual?
Do the dishes as you go?
Yes, yeah. And I have a dishwasher, but I'm a do the dishes by hand kind of guy.
Yeah. It's just so much quicker and
So much faster. And you don't have to, like, when you have a dishwasher, you like almost have to clean them again once they're done.
You got to dry them anyway.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So at a certain point, Iggy, you're the romantic in this studio.
Me?
Well, just over the years, I'd say body of work. Hashtag body of work.
Damn Don Juan.
Let's say that you were courting a woman tonight on Valentine's Day. What would be your go-to?
Do I have money?
Let's operate under the assumption that you have enough money for dinner.
I'd probably take her to Olive and Oak.
Good play. Great play.
Nice bottle of wine. Dover Sole.
Dover Sole's for Hoosiers.
Take it back, Doug.
Well, you're getting the Hoosier Dover Sole tonight.
Oh, I am.
Yeah, they didn't have any Dover Sole, so I'm getting flounder. I'm getting stuffed flounder. I'm going to get some crab meat with it. I'm going to do a stuffed flounder for you tomorrow.
Oh, fabulous.
So you're my Valentine, Doug.
Oh,
Mind
so
if you lay your love on my butt?
Oh, that's nothing to say to another gentleman.
That song makes me want to feel Doug's love deep in my mud hole. Happy Valentine's Day, boys. That's from Wispy McTufterson. And speaking of Wispy McTufterson, Doug, on Valentine's Day today, last Valentine's Day, your hair was in a much different place. As we fast forward to this Valentine's Day, 2024, that coif has got verticality, it's got thickness, and there's tufts aplenty.
I'm not sure where that hair even was last Valentine's. Down the drain somewhere, I guess.
Yeah. In the rearview mirror now, because look at that head now, baby.
Yeah, thanks to Dr. Polinga and Greg Kryling of St. Louis Hair Restoration, I've got a full tuft of head.
Oh, boy, howdy do you ever.
Full tuft of head.
We're closing in on a year. I mean, a couple months ago. But
June was when I had it done.
Yeah, and if this is what it looks like in February, I can't wait to see what it looks like
I'm about
in June.
7 months out now, and I think you can see on YouTube that I've got the hairline that I had in high school at this point. It's amazing what they can do. It's not, I wonder if it's going to work for me. It works. They know how it works. They've got the science down, and whatever they do, for me, they did the FUE procedure. That's where they take some hair grafts from the side and back of your head and put it wherever you're thin, and it grows. It's not, I wonder if I'm going to get hair to grow. It does. You can see the before and after pictures on their website at stlouishairrestoration.com. Some of the before and afters are just incredible. You think it's a different person.
You're a prime example, man. You're a very prime example. Your hair looks unbelievable right now. Not to say it was terrible before. I'm just saying right now.
It was pretty rough.
It was just you had a lot of room up on the forehead.
Yeah.
It was often called a 5 head, which I thought was unfair.
I still have a 5 head. I've always had a huge
You've
forehead.
had a big forehead, but the hairline has dropped significantly. You can kind of see actually where the new hair has kind of come in.
I had kind of half a head of hair.
Right, and now,
Which is frustrating because no one else in the Vaughn family anywhere is bald.
Yeah.
Nobody.
I know.
Older brother, father, nobody lost
your
any
children
hair.
have unbelievable heads of hair.
They have got thick hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm the same way.
It came from.
I'm the only one.
If there was something environmental that I was subjected to that caused it, I don't know.
You and I are one and the same, Doug, because I was in the same situation, but now I'm going up with St. Louis Hair Restoration.
Whatever the problem is, they have a solution for you.
Right, so it might be something like Doug, where an FUE procedure might be necessary, or like for me, it's a finasteride. It's just the generic form of Propecia, super easy. I actually had called them yesterday dealing with my prescription. They were very helpful, helping me out. Super awesome. They're wonderful people over there. They can really help you out with whatever your situation is. And then a little laser cap they wear.
To look at your hair, you wouldn't think that you have any concern at all.
I know, and that is because of St. Louis Hair Restoration. If this was a year ago again, last Valentine's Day,
Let me see the crown now. Full head of hair.
Yeah, look at me now, baby.
So as of now, you're not going to need any kind of surgical procedure.
That's what I'm talking about. So you go in there, you take care of it early. If you're someone who's like in my shoes, I know we have plenty of younger listeners. You might look in the mirror and say, oh boy, I've kind of been lying to myself and saying I'm not losing it. And that's okay. And if it gives you anxiety or it makes you a little self-conscious, totally natural. But you go into St. Louis Hair Restoration, they'll give you a free hair consultation. They'll look at your head and tell you what the next best step for you is. And if you go through with that hair treatment, you mention TMA, $250 off a hair treatment. Just by saying those 3 magical little words, TMA gets you $250 off of a hair treatment with our friends over at St. Louis Hair Restoration.
I can't imagine anybody has this done and says, gee, I wish I hadn't had that done.
Right.
I wish I didn't have a better head of hair.
Totally. And I think something that we haven't talked about as much, but I think needs to be said is like, I know when you and I went in for our first meetings and our consultations, they walked you through every single step of the process so that you weren't like totally confused on what's going to happen. They were telling you step by step what's going to happen, what the recovery is going to look like, what the actual procedure is like. And I wasn't there obviously for your procedure, but I assume it was the same way where they're always walking you through it. It's super, super helpful. Yeah. And they're patients their own product. These guys have done it. So they've been in your shoes before, and now they've done the procedure and they look great and it's awesome. So go check out St. Louis Hair Restoration if you have any issues with your head. And if you got some issues with your pro golf watching, we can take care of that right now because it's time for the Munganast Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown.
Okay.
Iggy won last week at the Waste Management Phoenix Open, so he gets the box. Iggy, your first pick, if you would, sir.
As I said, you have to get down in the 7,000s. He's been playing well. He's close, and he's a very good striker of the golf ball. You got to put it in the fairway. You got to put it in the fairway.
Don't say he's a good striker of the golf ball.
You got to put it in the fairway here.
That doesn't mean you know golf to say someone is a good striker of the golf ball. They're all good strikers of the golf ball.
What if I say golfing ball?
No, left and right, left and right, left and right. Need a guy to put in the fairway.
There isn't hardly anybody out there who's left and right, left and right.
If his putting comes around this week, I think we're good. But going with Harris English.
Because he's a good striker of the golf ball. That is such word salad.
Did you even watch him last week, Doug?
I don't have to watch to know that
striking the ball
he's
over
a
the
good
damn
striker
place.
of the golf. Professional golfer. I assume that he's a good striker of the golf ball.
Not all of them are.
It's like saying a baseball player is a good thrower of the baseball.
I mean, he's getting close. I mean, other than the at Pebble Beach where he finished 76th. Week before that, a 64th at Farmers. But he's got a 28, 14, 10, 17.
Who was that name again? I'm sorry, I'm old enough.
Harris English.
Harris English. KG, can you say because you came in second last week. Doug, unfortunately, had Lucas Glover, who missed his tee time.
Yeah.
That was a real shame.
Yeah, I'm going to start with a guy that I think for this week is just too cheap for how he's been playing. I got to get him at this price.
Oh, do you?
He ranks 14th in the field, strokes gained putting over his last 36 rounds, and I think he's going to have a great week. I'm going Bo Hostler.
The Bo Show.
Hostler.
They call him the Bo Show.
Okay.
Was his U.S. Open when he was a kid? Was that at Riviera when he played
Good question. When he was at Texas?
Yeah, and I don't even think he was in college yet.
Really?
He was like 15 years old, and everybody was focused on his hot mom.
I was going to say, wasn't he the one with the mom?
Yeah,
following
hot
him around
mom.
out there?
But I thought it was at Riviera. I could be wrong.
KG, if you could, so this is a part of Plowhawk's duties.
I could do mine at the end if it would go faster.
No, I got it.
No, this is fine.
Okay. All right, shake him up. Put him over here, and I'll reach in there and try to get one.
Yeah, grab 4 and just pick one.
Just pick one here. Who did I get? Tommy Fleetwood.
Oh, Tommy Fleetwood. Tommy Fleetwood. He's going to cost you $8,800, Doug.
Okay.
That's a good pick to start off. Iggs, your next pick.
We're going to stay in the 7s, exactly 7,100. And this is my iffy pick. I'm taking a shot. He's either good or bad. He had a terrible time.
He's either good or bad, Doug.
Well, I mean, he's
taking my IP.
Yeah, he's either playing well or he just sucks badly.
High ceiling, low floor.
Yeah, he played bad over in Saudi Arabia in the Abu Dhabis. He missed 2 cuts over there.
What's his name?
I'm going to go with the bastard.
Oh, Seb
Straka.
Seb Straka.
Now, who's going to be the first listener to tweet at Seth Straka and say, hey, he just called you a bastard, man?
I think they can do that, and that might fall on deaf ears, to be frank with you.
Yeah, well, it's a term of endearment. That bastard Straka.
I think it was just like, I don't know, someone called him that on the text line or something, and Doug really got a kick out of it, so he just kept calling him the bastard, Seb Straka.
Well, they'll take it all out of context. Hey, he called you a bastard, man. He's a terrible human being. Have at it.
KG, your pick.
Yeah, for my second guy, I really like this guy, Doug, because he has that like dangerous combo of having like an elite iron game and also like a great short game.
Oh, does he have a good game?
He had.
Imagine that as a professional player.
Doug, he's got 4 top 11 finishes at Riviera since 2015.
Okay, now you're getting into more of the meat of the analysis.
And he tied for 22nd last week at the at the Phoenix Open.
What would his name be?
Hideki Matsuyama.
Okay, Matsuyama.
Hideki, former Masters champion. All right, the box, please.
Put your hand in my box, Doug.
Matsuyama. Okay. I'm going to try to get a guy who's a good hitter of the golf ball.
Now it's a golfing ball, please.
Okay, I've got one here. Xander Schauffele.
Oh, X going to give it to you. X going to give it to you.
You're going to have trouble later on in your picks.
He's got his average remaining player salary is $7,700, so he's got some room. Certainly top heavy to start, but
again, Doug, somebody's going to put it in the fairway at this course.
Oh yeah.
It's
well, you wouldn't want someone who's going to put it in the rough or in the woods.
Ideally, it's a classic old course, not tricked up. It's right in front of you. What you see is what you get.
The course is right in front of you.
Yeah, I just need a guy who's going to put it in the fairway, and if his putting comes around, he's going to be dangerous this week. I'm going with Adam Scott.
Adam Scott. And then you've had fantasies about that gentleman, no?
Good-looking dude.
No denying. So's Doug. KG, your selection, if you could, sir.
You know, I had some things I wanted to say about this guy, but Iggy kind of took the words right out of my mouth there, and my main thing is he's hot as hell. Yeah. I also have Adam Scott.
Nice.
Because he's hot?
And that accent.
Yeah, Aussie. He's an Australian guy. It is hot. It is hot to have an Australian.
He made a little run last week at the Phoenix Open.
Is that right? I didn't catch much of it. The box, please.
If I could get the box, please. Okay.
Ooh, you're going to like this
one? I have one. Tom Hogue. Tom Hogue, any thoughts on Tom Hogue?
What do you like about him, Doug?
6,700 so that certainly works.
Well, he's a guy who will show up for his tee time. And I didn't get that out of the players last week.
Is it Hogue or Hoagie? I always forget.
There's an E at the end. I think it's Hogue, though. I could be wrong.
I think you're probably right. Yeah, he's...
he shows up, the alarm goes off.
He made it in the signature event. He's top 30 last year, so, you know, to get him at 6,000, that's a good pick by you.
I'm just looking for promptness. And a guy who shows up.
God, pray for
promptness. You just need somebody that can tell time.
Mm-hmm.
Iggs, your pick, please.
Now we go with the three big guns. You know, I put those 7,000s in there. Now I got a little room to work, Doug. We're going to start at 9,100. Good price on him. He's right there. He's going to win soon.
We'll write it down.
I think he's got like 7 straight top 10s.
Okay, who would it be?
JT.
Justin Thomas.
Okay.
Justin Thomas. So you got a Georgia Bulldog and an Alabama Crimson Tide on your team with Sepp Straka and Justin Thomas.
Here's his last. Here's his last 6 tournaments.
Oh, we don't need to know his last 6
tournaments.
This is post pick analysis.
5, 4, 3, 3, 6, 12.
Stop it.
5, 4, 3, 3, 6, 12.
Don't need to know that.
His last 6 tournaments.
Don't need it. KG, who'd you pick? Can we speed this up a little bit?
I mean, this is the danger in having just 2 elite fantasy golf minds like me and Iggy in the same
You're picking him again?
Yeah.
Wow.
I love the way he's been playing.
Okay.
And I'm going to go with JT as well.
Nice.
Okay.
Justin Thomas on the board 2 times.
All right.
Doug, the box is coming to you. It's coming to you hot.
Okay, I'll try to speed this thing up a little bit.
Take your time.
Russell Henley.
Oh, the hen man.
Yeah. Okay, no explanation needed. I'm not going to read you his last 15 finishes.
Where does he rank in putting?
I don't know where he ranks. Iggy, who do you got? Who's your 5th player?
I think you like him because of his tee to green numbers.
I'm going to throw out Pebble Beach. There's a lot going on at Pebble Beach, so I'm throwing that out.
Yeah.
But his last 4 tournaments, 636.
Don't need to know the last ones. Just tell us who you picked.
914
JT's good friend, Jordan Spieth.
Jordan Spieth.
I like to see those 2 good friends be in a playoff.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Texas action
Wonderful
up in there.
Friends.
KG, your selection, sir.
This guy just been on an absolute heater last week. 3 straight top 10s, Doug.
Really?
How do you feel about that?
That's fine.
And he's gained 9 strokes tee to green.
There's that tee to green number.
In Phoenix.
Okay.
And I think Iggy had this guy last week, and he dominated. I think that helped him beat me.
Can you just tell us the name?
Sam Burns.
Sam Burns. Okay,
I took him out of my lineup this week and changed him.
Don't care.
He has been playing well.
Don't care.
Yeah. You know who I had the week before?
Don't know or
who
care.
Played well, who cost me money is Nick Taylor. I'm going to win this week. Iggy doesn't have me.
Chris Kirk.
I think these guys look and see who I have, and then they...
Yeah, everyone's concerned who you have.
It's like Luke List last week.
Can you give us the last name, please?
Luke List last week. Got to the 18th hole, and his caddy goes, hey, I just checked out the morning after. Iggy picked you. I'm going to make a bogey and miss the cut.
Mm-hmm.
Idiot. And my final player, Doug. Just is probably the best striker of the golf ball on tour.
Sure,
That's all I need.
striker of the golf ball.
That's all I need is best striker of the golf ball on tour.
He flushes it,
Right.
Doug.
Yeah, he's going to hit fairways this week.
A
Short
lot of
game
them
is
swing
all right.
and miss, I've noticed.
I just need him to be able to putt.
Who is it?
I need him to be able to putt on
Give us the
Poe.
name.
A lot of guys can't putt on Poe.
Stop babbling and give us the name.
Colin Morikawa.
Thank you.
And I think KG's got him too. We pretty much got the same team.
We got three guys different. When I was doing my research, Doug, I could tell that Colin just saves his best golf for the West Coast. You know that.
Yeah. He's a West Coast guy.
4 out of 4 in cuts at Riviera. A couple of top 6 finishes.
Uh-huh.
And he didn't play last week, so I think his ownership's going to be a little low.
And he's well rested.
Well rested. Great shape, swinging free and easy.
I'm sure
Colin
all the others
Morikawa.
are really tired. You got Morikawa also. Okay. I
This
hope you
lady's
get
cute as a
someone
button, too.
Who's
that
not
right?
tired.
Yeah. That's why I almost picked Homa because
did
he
you?
didn't make the cut last week. He didn't have to go through all those delays and
Okay.
27 holes in one day.
Fascinating. Well, let's see who I picked. Adam Hadwin.
Hadwin.
Yeah.
Welcome to the club.
Cost me last week. He missed the cut.
Okay.
All right, Doug. You are in
Man, we
there
got through it.
under
That
the
was
50,000
excruciating.
mark. And those are our lineups. So they're in. And I thought that went real. I thought that was real rat-a-tat-tat.
It
thought
wasn't
that was quick.
rat-a-tat-tat. It should be. It could be, but no.
Yeah, our listeners play too, and they like to listen to our insights.
Yes,
they
they
don't.
do.
They don't.
They desperately
Picking out of a-
need it,
not
actually.
you picking out of a box and yelling.
Well, then you don't understand pitching, and that's okay.
Say that again.
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you don't understand golf.
But you do, and that's why you've gotten
That's
rich
why I'm
over these
beating you.
golf picks.
Beating your ass every week.
You're beating someone who picks with his eyes closed, and you're barely beating him.
Iggy, have
and
you
some
ca-
years you've lost.
Have you cashed this year, Iggy?
Yes, he cashed last week.
I have.
No, he did not cash
I've
last week.
cashed 2 or 3 weeks, then you cash 1 week. Doug's the only one who hasn't cashed.
Doug did cash the first week. I remember that.
No, we've all cashed at least once.
Yeah, we're not doing terrible. I mean, don't get me wrong, we're losing money. There's no doubt.
Not
about
much.
that. Yeah, but losing money nonetheless.
won yet.
Doing all this research,
We haven't
claiming
won
to have
yet,
such knowledge, losing money for the children.
When me and KG win, we got to cover your ass because you never cash.
Yes, I did cash once.
Doesn't KG kind of look like Pat McAfee when he stands up and does the
bit.
program? Hey, he's
Little
kind of got a similar build.
Uh-huh.
His nips are showing, which is really lovely.
Yeah, you like to show off your nips?
You want to see him? We're at 5K.
Oh,
Yesterday, Doug, I saw there was a lot of hubbub about it. Josh Ennis, who's filling in for Tim and I, filling in for me and Tim on Balloon Party. And yesterday, he kind of pulled up his shirt and showed off his nips.
he did.
Yeah, he showed
There's
off his
nudity
nips.
on the radio now.
I mean, light male nudity, which is always appreciated. And so he showed off the
Don't.
nips.
He's threatening to over there.
Yeah, I know. And I'm ready for it. But maybe the listeners aren't. So maybe
What'd you
we'll
do to
keep
get
those.
ready for it?
Tuck.
Oh.
Can I give some people a word of advice?
Yeah, let's
Sure,
get back
natural
to you.
segue.
I always go through my Facebook birthdays to see whose birthday it is and, wish people happy birthday. Yesterday was Craig Betts' birthday.
Hey, Craig Betts.
Oh, happy
Glenn Betts yours. A perfect time.
Yeah, go ahead and hit it, and then I'll redo this. I'll continue after it, but I think it's time to talk about
Well, perfect time because today is, of course, Valentine's Day. And what's a better gift on Valentine's Day for your significant other than a little jewelry? And if you're going to get some, I would suggest checking out Glenn Betts Jewelers.
Well, sure, you should have done it
Glenn
before
Betts
today.
Jewelers in business in St. Louis since 1941, operated by the third and fourth generation of the Betts family. That's Craig and David Betts, just really good people and loyal listeners of TMA. They are located, online at glennbettsjewelers.com and located 1 mile east of 270 on Manchester and De Pere. You pull up to the store, plenty of parking right behind there, and then you walk in and you are going to work with people who've been working there for a number of years, and they get to know your likes, your lifestyle, and who and what you love. Those are the 3 L's. It's Craig Betts and David Betts and their wonderful staff at Glenn Betts Jewelers, located 1 mile east of 270 on Manchester in De Pere, online at glennbettsjewelers.com. In the jewelry business, there is good, better, and then there is Betts. glennbettsjewelers.com.
There it is. So you were saying something. I apologize, and so are you again. I just want to get to everybody here.
It's not too late, but you probably should have taken care of this yesterday or the day before.
Right.
With
right.
Best Stewards.
Right.
Although if you go today, they'll still take care of you.
Sure. Some people wait till the last minute and then, I forgot Valentine's Day, and go to Best Jewelers.
Mm-hmm.
What I was saying is that, I always check birthdays every day, so I can say happy birthday. There's a lot of people I don't even know, so I don't say happy birthday to them. Just people that I know are friends. I have a lot of friends I don't even know who they are.
Okay, but
But they have this new thing now on the birthdays where you can just click on it where it says happy birthday and there's balloons, or happy birthday Steve and a couple of balloons. You just click on it. You don't have to type. That's actually lazy.
Oh.
If you don't have the time to type in happy birthday, like Scuba Linneman, my good friend.
What?
Scuba Linneman.
Hold on. First name is Scuba, and the last name is what?
Linneman.
He's a
Scuba Linneman. Who wants that text name?
He's a flight attendant for American Airlines, I think. Maybe TWA.
Okay.
Full name and occupation.
Yes, but I typed in happy birthday Scuba, or I'll type in happy birthday buddy, or I'll type in happy birthday kiddo. I don't just click the thing happy birthday with balloons. You put no effort into it whatsoever.
I have to say this because it was talked about last segment. You did just previously, and I mean 10 to 15 minutes ago, say that you would not put your grandmother's name into Ancestry.com.
Well, yeah, let them do work. They want me to do their work for them. This has nothing to do with doing work for them. It's just, put a little effort into it. Hey, he typed out the whole thing. He didn't just click the button and say, happy birthday with balloons. No, that's lazy.
That's an odd thing to be upset by.
Well, I'm not upset. I'm just saying. I'm just giving people. If I see a happy birthday when it's my birthday, and I see the one happy birthday Ken with balloons, there's no effort. You just hit a little button there. You
so
didn't
will you
type
chastise
it in
those come?
No, I won't chastise
July?
them. No, you can do what you want. I don't even look at them actually, but people will do that. And I just and first of all, if you call me Ken, you don't really know me very well.
So you're upset by that now too?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I have like 5,000 friends, and I probably know 200 of them. I just accept everybody because, I don't want to piss anybody off. Maybe listen to the show and, what a...
Lainey Spicer called you Kenny when she chastised you.
This guy, well, she doesn't really know me that well. But if I don't accept them, this guy's prima donna just because there's a radio show, can't accept my friend request, I don't take the chance. I just say yes to everybody. So that's why I have almost 5,000 friends. I know like 200 of them. So if you put on my Facebook page, happy birthday, Ken... you're not really a friend.
You think people might think we're prima donnas because we're on this radio show?
Well, maybe that's why they're following me, because they listen to the show. Otherwise, I don't know why you'd follow me. If I don't know you, why would you follow me?
I don't know.
Unless you're
trying to get love advice.
Catfish. But those are girls, not guys. Yeah. And if they have a few, friends in common, I'll accept them. Now, if a girl wants to, be my friend, and we have one person in common as a friend, it's Larry Nickel. That's just a delete.
Which one?
Right? Yeah, that's a delete right there.
Red flag there.
So yeah, I mean, just, put some thought into it. Just type in, "Hey, happy birthday, Iggy. Have a good day. Happy birthday." Not "Happy birthday, Ken," or "Happy birthday with balloons." You don't even type. You just clicked.
A lot of people have been requesting the Scuba Linneman text name, as you can imagine, but the 636 got it. They were the first to do. I got to go by who goes first.
Sure.
It's a first come, first.
I think it should be.
Scuba listens to the show,
so I apologize to anybody who's like, I said it first. Now this 636 number got it first, so they are now Scuba Linneman.
It rolls off the tongue nicely, doesn't it?
TWA hasn't been a thing for like 20 years. No one asked for or needs advice from the petty raisin man. This guy is absolutely clueless. That's from the Concord Caulk.
TWA isn't around anymore?
No, it isn't.
Would they fold up last year?
Carl Icahn sold it off.
I don't know.
Ken,
the American Airlines, I guess.
Ken, Scuba Linneman works for TWA. Oh, okay, got it. Please take a lap, for Christ's sakes. That's Mr. 63011.
I don't pay attention. I fly Southwest or I fly Allegiant usually, so...
It was a big hit for St. Louis to lose TWA as a hub. Carl Icahn came in, bought it, and sold it off.
I think he flies for American Airlines, actually. Okay, I don't know if you want an upgrade.
There we go. It's a nice little offer for you. Doug, Big Tuft is in the text inbox asking, this is in between like 5 texts saying, all right, guys, I'm out. I'll see you on Monday when Timmy's back. Jesus, which is always appreciated. It's funnier every time I see it. So thank you. But he did bring up a great point, and I'm not trying to chastise him. But hey, Jackson, you got to talk about Demoff's comments on Twitter about Spags. Matter of fact, I am. Because yesterday, Doug, Kevin Demoff, you know him as a very upstanding gentleman, always spoke the truth when it came to the
I don't feel he did.
St. Louis Rams. He tweeted yesterday in response to Tyreek Hill, you know him as @Cheetah, why don't Spags get any interviews? Demoff quote tweeted that saying, "It is well past time to see Spags get another head coaching opportunity. The team and organization he inherited in St. Louis was a mess. Nobody could have had success, yet he changed the culture / staff and players believed. An amazing human deserving of a real shot we couldn't give him." He then quote tweeted that even further. He said, to help expand why, he said he did it by he did one, he bullet pointed it, which I know you love. One was hired in January of 2009, and the team was put up for sale in spring of 2009. He inherited a team that went 3-13 in 2007 and 2-14 in 2008, inherited salary cap mess and final salary cap year of CBA with restrictive rules and aging roster. We outperformed expectations in 2010, only to have a lockout in 2011 and have no offseason to build upon that success. Hired a terrific OC in Josh McDaniels in 2011 who didn't meet players or install offense until training camp. That hampered Sam Bradford tremendously. Josh McDaniels gone on to an illustrious career, so much so that the Raiders players were dancing in the locker room after he was fired.
He's another coordinator. He's not a head coach.
Right. New ownership was approved in August 2020. He continues.
How does that affect anything, the ownership?
New ownership was approved in August 2010 and final weeks of preseason, then had a lockout preventing improvements in 11. Injuries plagued team in 11, and 23 players from that team never played another down in the NFL. Maybe he just deserves a real shot.
No. He's where he should be. By all accounts, he's an excellent defensive coordinator. He's helped teams win Super Bowls. By all accounts, he was one of the worst head coaches in league history. He's where he should be right now.
I just think it's rich that Kevin Demoff is the one who
advice.
took over and started working while he was working with the team, is saying that all this stuff of how Spags was all against him. It was all working against him.
The guy who orchestrated a team that was trying to lose, trying not to play well.
Well, you fired him.
He's giving advice.
You fired him, Demos.
He said
you didn't think he was that great of a coach.
So someone, I guess, tweeted out, and the tweet has been deleted, so it's kind of tough for me to kind of have a reference point here. But he said, I was hired after Spags was hired, and our owner became the controlling owner 20 months after he, meaning Spags, was hired. So this isn't the own you think it is. Again, the original tweet was deleted. He inherited an awful situation, did the best he could to make it better. We became a better organization with him as our head coach.
No, that's not right. They became worse. They got lots worse.
I just don't know how you could say they became a better organization with him as our head coach. That is just pure nonsense.
They had years of 2-14 and 1-15. That's not getting better.
Right, and it's not like, I get what he's saying with the lockout, but they drafted Sam Bradford, number 1 overall pick. Well, they had a quarterback.
Everyone wanted Sam Bradford.
Yeah.
That was.
I'm not saying. No, I'm saying that too. Like, that's not like they had no quarterback. Yeah. They had the number 1 overall pick.
They had the NFL or NFC offensive rookie of the year.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And obviously, injuries are going to plague that. That's tough. And the point about the injuries. Every team goes through injury. There's a reason Spags has been so successful as defensive coordinator, but has not gotten a head coaching role. And if you maybe I don't know. Demoff is such a gets me going, Doug.
Weasel. He's a weasel.
Texting your thoughts on it. Jeff Lotman text inbox. I saw that yesterday. I thought Matt Rocky had a really good tweet about it. The original tweet that Demoff was responding to when he said that's not the own you think it is so you hired him knowing he couldn't succeed because of you and your owner's actions and set him up to fail. This isn't the endorsement you think it is. And then Demoff responded, I was hired after Spags was hired and our owner became the controlling owner 20 months after he was hired, so this isn't the own you think it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, he's just trying to pump up a guy.
Yes.
Trying to get a guy a chance.
Sure, and I get that. Like, you can say he's a wonderful human and he deserves a chance, but to lay it out like that, and that it was anything but he was not a great coach, to me is nonsense. Yes, if it wasn't for the lockout, the high-profile free agents of Jarius Norwood and Mike Sims-Walker would have thrived under McDaniels. That's from Al in Dadeville.
Other teams seem to do okay despite the lockout, or despite injuries.
Certainly,
inheriting bad situations. He just didn't have it as a head coach. He just didn't. And you could tell almost, some head coaches just have a presence about them, have a leadership quality to them. And to me, he didn't appear to have it from the get-go.
I mean, you were at practice and training camp all those years. So you just
and the news conferences, Vermeil walked in and you just knew this was a leader. Yeah. This was a guy you'd run through a brick wall for.
Mm-hmm.
And Spagnolo had the image of, really, this guy's a head coach in the NFL?
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
At least that's the impression I got.
Right. So Chris Long tells a great story on his podcast, Green Light Podcast, and I think I've told it before on this presentation. But he talks about when Long was drafted, this pre-Spagnolo, I think it was Linehan who drafted him. He wore number 72. He did not like that number. Leonard Little, of course, wore number 91, the number Long would later wear. And when Leonard Little retired with the Rams, Spagnolo took over, and Chris Long asked Spags, "Hey, can I take number 91? It's my number in college. I'd like to have it." And he goes, "No, because we are still hoping that Leonard Little comes back." So not only did he tell his starting defensive end, "No, you cannot have this new number," but we're actually hoping the guy is going to come back and save us because you're not good enough. And he, from there, said, from what I've heard from the Green Light Podcast with Chris Long, Long much preferred the coaching of Jeff Fisher to Spagnolo.
I think they all do.
I think he speaks highly of Spags as a defensive coordinator with the Chiefs. I do not believe he speaks very highly of him as a head coach. But I don't want to put words in the legendary Chris Long's mouth.
You could see how it's possible to be the organizational guy and get players in the right spot without having the personal touch to be able to handle however many 53 different players and egos and the media and the owner and the GM. You got to be able to do all that as a head coach. And if you don't have a personality that can finesse that, then you're going to have problems. And clearly he didn't have it, or at least he was unprepared at the time.
Certainly. Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
When was Jim Haslett here? Did he have a... Was he
I don't know the years, KG. But people liked him too.
Yeah. Was he interim?
I believe so.
Okay.
I think so.
Did he go to New Orleans after that?
No, he was at New Orleans before.
Yeah.
And had a lot of success down there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Matt Rocchio was very involved in this Twitter thing with Kevin Demoff, as some of our texters have pointed out. Mm-hmm. He responded originally, "I hate this man so much it makes my blood boil, an absolute cretin of a human." He also said he wants to blame the lockout, but look at this S. They didn't sign a single starter quality player after going 7-9 for some real effing buy-in. Spags struggled because you, meaning Demoff, and the people you hired sucked at building a football team, but were great at moving one.
Hard to argue with that.
Totally. So shout out to Matt Rocket, doing the Lord's work, as he often does. And
between trombone or tuba practices.
Right.
He could probably play the trombone as well.
Wetting his beak a little bit with the Cameo stuff. Not sending out the Kristen and Tilly book.
He seems to get all the Cameo money now.
I do play the cello.
You still doing cameos, Iggy? You
I
busy
did one
on the
yesterday.
line over there?
I did one yesterday.
Okay.
I think I did 2 on Monday. One yesterday, it was the weirdest request ever from a guy that said, "My wife wants to hear about your 500. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't.
And Rocchio gets all that money now.
Yeah, you can take it all.
Well, he's done
I
quite
put
well
out
with
there.
that.
I put out that I have it's not too late for Valentine's Day. I can get it done in 24 hours. And then I got a request. I said, "Oh, it's probably 24 hours because that's more money for me." And it was a 4-day one. You got 4 days to do it. And it's just my wife wants to hear about your 500.
Oh. But I heard Rocky was talking with Jeff Lotman about property in Frontenac.
That's right, Doug. Jeff Lotman presents you the text inbox. He can also help you buy and sell a home. Doug, Jeff Lotman, JeffLottmann.com. KG, can I hear about Jeff Lotman?
If you are in the market to buy a home, if you are in the market to sell your home, I would like to recommend our text inbox sponsor on TMA, Jeff Lotman, online at JeffLottmann.com. That's Jeff Lotman with Compass Realty, and he made the switch to Compass Realty because it's the #1 luxury real estate broker in St. Louis, and he is all about the luxury experience. Luxury is not about a price point. It's about an experience, about what he can provide, and he has been selling real estate in St. Louis and helping buyers in St. Louis for 22 years, $500 million worth of sales. So you start to think about spring, you start to think about the time to put your house up for sale, or you're looking to buy a home, get the person who knows the market, Jeff Lotman, JeffLottmann.com. That's Jeff Lotman, online at JeffLottmann.com, JeffLottmann.com, Jeff Lotman with Compass Realty.
Let me ask you guys this before we go to a break, because we have
Jeremy Rutherford presented to you by Mark Hanna.
With Mark Hanna. Hopefully he's here.
He is.
Oh, good. we did this in grade school. Now, obviously, me and Doug are older than KG and Jackson, so you probably didn't do this. But when I was in grade school at St. Mary Magdalene, on Valentine's Day, we would have a little basket that we'd put in the front of our desk.
A box, a shoebox.
No, ours was like a little basket. And all the kids, and each individual had one on their desk. And people would walk around and put cards.
We did that.
Right, for every student.
We did that.
And there was always one kid that got like one card. Nobody gave him a card. And I felt so bad for him. I said, God, I mean, he got the card from me. I'm the only one who gave him a card. Nobody gave him a card.
Yeah. Of course, you're the hero of this, aren't you?
Mine's full. And
Of course.
Of course, yours is absolutely full with all the students.
Right.
But you were the only one to give another student a card.
Yeah, because he never got one. I got one for everybody.
Yeah, sure you did.
My mom made me get one for every kid. And nobody put one in this thing. And I'm thinking, that's kind of a stupid ritual to have. Because now this kid probably went home and said, God, I got one card, Mom, nobody liked me. That's kind of terrible.
Well, the teacher should tell the students a card for everyone.
Yeah, they should have. They just said, just bring a card in for whoever you want to bring a card in for and put it in the basket. And just nobody bring a card in for the kid.
Pretty sure we like make them in class for every single person. And then they would have like, the little Valentine's candies.
Oh, yeah.
Be mine.
Right. Message on it.
Love.
Yeah, some people throw those in mine too, with the little candies. But the teacher never said that. And we didn't. We'd make them up the night before. We didn't just do them right there. We went home and made them.
But you saved the day.
Well, yeah, I mean, I gave one to everyone. Just gonna get one.
You were the only one in class who gave one to everyone.
Yeah, that's the one card he got was me.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess they thought girls, if they put it in there, they might think wants to be a boyfriend. And if guys put it in, they might think they're gay.
Did that kid grow up to be Scuba Linneman?
It was the guy who was killing the bunnies and turtles.
I think it might have been Jimmy Carter.
Well, yeah, what if it was the guy who was
peanut farmer?
If he was killing the guy who was killing the turtles and the bunnies, maybe that's why no one else liked him.
Yeah, this guy's wild.
You pointed at KG like he texted in Jimmy Carter.
Peanut farmer. We both said peanut farmer.
No, he's the guy that punched me in the nuts.
Jimmy Carter punched you in the nuts?
Well, he would do this thing. He'd do this thing where he'd walk around the class and, the Beverly Hillbillies, he'd say, what's Beverly Hillbillies? What's Jed's last name? Clamp it. And he'd just take his finger and grab your balls and say, clamp it.
See, that's assault.
He'd clamp your nuts. And I still gave him a card. Maybe that's why nobody gave him a card. He's clamping everybody's nuts.
It sounds like you grew up with just future inmates. Right. They're killing turtles or grabbing nuts.
The Bowery Boys.
He became president.
Street toughs. He became president, yeah. Peanut farmer. All right, so we got Jeremy Rutherford on the other side of the break. That's presented to you by Mark Hanna, who's going to be in studio with us, as we always enjoy seeing him and his lovely hair and beard, not to mention his financial wisdom. You can send in your two-part questions to the Jeff Lotman text inbox, 314-881-TMA5JR, on the heels of the Blues' loss to the Maple Leafs last night. We got plenty to talk with him about. You can text in your two-part questions and bring the heat with Jeremy Rutherford on the other side of the break. You are listening to The Morning After, presented to you by Brown & Crouppen.
The choice of a lawyer is important and shouldn't be based on an ad.
If you're seriously hurt in an accident, you'll want all the money you deserve. That's called justice. But there wouldn't be lawyers if justice was easy. No, justice is not easy. It's fought for and it's won. At Brown & Crouppen, we fight for justice every day. If you want some, call 222-2222. Because at Brown & Crouppen, justice is our business.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency is my insurance agent, and I would love for him to become your insurance agent as well. This is Tim McKernan for James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency in Webster Groves. They have such great service, and on top of that, I have never had a better experience in this industry than I have with James and his staff right here in the St. Louis area in Webster Groves. He has 353 five-star reviews on Google, such as this one. James and his team are knowledgeable and pay attention to detail. They immediately gave us safe driver discounts and other cost savings that our previous agent never mentioned. When our 16-year-old earned his driving license, sat down with him to make sure he understood all the rules of the road and potential pitfalls. They are impressive. Take the time to make an appointment. You won't be disappointed. That's James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency, online at carltoninsurance.net. The Illinois Recovery Center is dedicated to providing precise and authentic care to those seeking help and treatment. Recovery, it's not just a goal, it's a transformative journey. At Illinois Recovery Center, you'll find an unwavering commitment to provide the support, guidance, and personalized care you or your loved one needs to rediscover a life filled with purpose, strength, and lasting renewal. If you or someone you know wants more information about the Illinois Recovery Center, please call 888-472-9559 or visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com.
TMA listeners have a lot to think through financially. Saving for retirement and college while also paying bills and enjoying life along the way. Call Mark Hanna. Mark works with you to design a strategy to do your finances right. It's a straightforward approach that starts with a 15-minute phone call to discuss your needs. Visit evergreenstl.com or give Mark a call at 314-889-0503 today. Mark Hanna offers securities through Equitable Advisors, LLC, member FINRA, SIPC, a broker-dealer. Equitable Advisors, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Evergreen Wealth Strategies is not a registered investment advisor and is not owned or operated by Equitable Advisors or Equitable Network.
Chow Chow on the Hill is your one-stop shop for all your pet supplies. As soon as you walk through their doors, you and your pet are considered family and treated with superior service and personalized attention. Jessica is the owner and is a certified pet nutritionist and is passionate about educating her clients on the product that will keep your pets happy and healthy. My favorite part about Chow Chow is its connection with All Paws Safe Haven, an organization that helps shelter animals find forever homes. To learn more about Chow Chow, visit CIAOCHOWSTL.com or stop by and tell them Plowsy sent you.
I get asked all the time by people, if I'm in an accident, what should I do? And while yes, you should call the police, exchange insurance information, and take pictures of the scene, all those things are important. But the most important thing you need to do is hire a personal injury lawyer. This is Doug Biggs from Longo Biggs Injury Law. And if you've been hurt by someone else's negligence, don't take on the insurance company yourself. Insurance companies have teams of people and a playbook designed to keep you running in circles so they can pay you as little money as possible for your accident claim. If you don't have a lawyer, they know you can't bring your claim to court, and they will never give you full value. We recently took an offer from an insurance company without a lawyer on the case from $12,000 to $200,000. You can't get that kind of result without an attorney on your case. Even if you don't hire us, you need to hire a personal injury attorney. Check us out online at longobigs.com.
Adoption of teens from foster care is a topic not enough people know about, and we're here to change that. I'm April Dinwiddie, host of the new podcast, Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Each episode brings you compelling real-life adoption stories told by the families that live them with commentary from experts. Visit adoptuskids.org/podcast or subscribe to Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Children and Families and the Ad Council.
Yeah, that Plowboy's an interesting dude, but he loves animals, and he wants to help adoptable dogs find homes. With TMA listeners, catch Plowsy live on the TMA socials each week, highlighting a dog up for adoption from Open Door Animal Sanctuary in House Springs, St. Charles County Pet Adoption Center, and All Paws Safe Haven. Plowsy's Pup of the Week, brought to you by Chow Chow on the Hill. Everything you need to keep your pet's tail wagging. Find out more at TMASTL.com. Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
Jackson, I love you always and forever. Oh my God. Doug, this is getting so hot. It's Valentine's Day. It's a day for lovers.
They got certain music just puts you in the mood.
I'm currently in the mood. Oh. Feel that tingle in your spine, Doug?
Not really.
You know the artist, Mark?
Give me time. It'll come back.
This is my era.
Y98 special.
Station we're listening to, except for this.
Damn right. 101 ESPN.
10 to 11.
Sassy, but Steadfast Eyes looks like a screw up from YouTube.
Is that right? Yeah. It's a shame.
Is she
Damn
just
shame.
out of your life completely?
100%. If there was more than 100%, it would be that.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Don't talk over this part.
Sorry about that, Ox.
This goes out to all the lovers out there.
Well, you two were quite an item there for a while, you and Cassie.
We were hot there for a minute.
Yeah.
Hot and heavy.
It's exciting.
We've moved on to bigger and better things.
Welcome back. Yeah. Sorry, Doug.
No, go ahead.
We just got Jeremy Rutherford on hold, and I wanna get to him because
we should.
The Blue Note, Doug. They played last night, but they lost to the Maple Leafs. Still 7 out of 9. This team's still hot, still in the playoff hunt. And we got Jeremy Rutherford presented by this man to my left. That's Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies. JR, how are you?
You and me, always, forever. I'm good, guys. How you guys doing?
Hey, happy Valentine's Day to you and yours.
Happy Valentine's Day to the show here. Hey, Mark, how you doing? Hope you're doing well.
Morning, brother. Very well. You?
Yeah, good. I was listening to the previous segment. Iggy, I just wanted to, he might have stepped out, but
he's not here.
Yes, of course.
He's not here. Tell him thanks for those back in class, the Valentine card he gave me every year. I always
that was you? That was you? That was you at St. Mary Magdalene?
Okay.
Yeah. You were the guy killing box turtles.
Yeah, he saved another life.
JR lost last night to the hands of the Maple Leafs in Toronto. I missed the game personally, but I think the two gentlemen to my left and right might have seen the game. They might have more questions for you about the ball club. Hockey club? Ice hockey club?
Hockey. Bernie Federico calls it a hockey club.
All right, well, me and Bernie are in lockstep on that. Okay. The hockey club. What did you see last night? Who's big for you?
Well, I think, Jackson, very, very, very disappointing. I mean, you're talking about a team that's been playing well here. And
red hot.
And, yeah, red hot. And I get it. You won the first 2 games coming out of the break, but 2 teams that you should beat, Buffalo and Montreal. And I thought if there was one phrase, one quote, something we were not going to hear the rest of the season, it was going to be along the lines of, well, we just kind of took the team for granted. They were without a couple big guns, Mitch Marner, Jonathan Tavares. We thought the game might be a little bit easier. I mean, when are we going to stop hearing that? But Braden Shen, the captain, who I think does a great job wearing the C, said it last night, and it looked like Drew Bannister took exception. He said no position whatsoever to be even remotely thinking like that. So they didn't skate. The passes were off. The shots were off. 2-on-1s, didn't get shots off. A lot to be discouraged about last night.
Well, should we give up on the team then at this point?
Well, you're right there in that wild card spot, so I don't think it's time to give up yet if you can get into the playoffs. I just see this season as a situation where they might make the playoffs, and I think Doug Armstrong is probably going to stand pat at the deadline, if not sell a few parts. But I think that in terms of if you're talking about give up on this team, I wouldn't have any expectations whatsoever if they did get into the playoffs.
JR, you might not know, but I am a big fan of the Toronto Maple Leafs on NHL on Xbox. And I think we just discovered that there's a new addition to the McMahon Hall of Fame right there with Vince and Ed. It's the hat trick scorer. What was his name? Matt? Did I have that right? What was the guy's name? That was pretty cool that he got a hat trick.
Yeah. That was great. And I think he was a guy who got into the lineup because of the illnesses to Marner and Tavares. If that wasn't the case, he definitely climbed up the lineup because of those illnesses. So he gets in there. He has the hat trick, and I don't know, Jackson didn't see it. He was watching Portland, but that hat trick goal you guys saw, like he just banks it off the boards like a pool shot from 180 feet and puts it in the net. So a pretty cool moment for him who did not have many goals in the NHL.
JR is on with us, presented to you by Mark Hanna, Jeremy Rutherford of The Athletic. Speaking of The Athletic, a new article by Pierre LeBrun talking about Doug Armstrong. Doug Armstrong's quote saying, "I know in our market, I've talked to our ownership about it, and I get their guidance on it. I don't think our fan base deserves or wants to be part of an 8 to 10 year rebuild." That's from Blues GM Doug Armstrong. Your thoughts on the Pierre LeBrun article about Doug Armstrong's thoughts around the trade deadline?
Yeah, Jackson up early reading Pierre's piece. That's great.
Or 3 minutes ago.
Pierre sat down with Doug here at the team hotel. I'm at Pearson Airport here in Toronto, getting ready to head back to St. Louis. But Pierre sat down with him, and he does that with a lot of general managers around the league whenever they come to Toronto. So he did it with Doug this time, and kind of talked to him about the club, the hockey club, right?
Yeah.
And he said that, he said that a couple times over the last year, I would say, Doug Armstrong has, about, St. Louis not being able to stomach a rebuild. And, I was having a conversation with somebody about this yesterday. To me, St. Louis Blues fans are, super faithful. They'll come and they'll show up. But if you remember back to 2006, 2007, they drafted Eric Johnson. They were bringing along Oshie Perron and those guys. There were some pretty lean nights at the ticket booth. And I think that if you look at it now, it's different in 2024 even, because you don't know the Bally's situation. Also, you're coming off a COVID pandemic where a lot of teams had to borrow money from loans to make things work financially. And so I think when he says that St. Louis can't stomach it, it's probably a situation where a little bit of, fans might not show up, but also it's a financial struggle for the team, I think. So that's why they think they want to remain competitive. That's what Doug did, bringing in some established guys this past offseason like a Kevin Hayes to help out. And, I think they're going to keep going that direction. As he says in the article, I don't think there's any reason to believe that Doug Armstrong is going to start to tear things down.
Did he say 8 to 10 year rebuild?
Yeah, and
any team that want to go through a 10-year rebuild, that's an entire career for some players.
Pittsburgh Pirates are on the 30-year plan.
No, he in the past he has said 6 or 8, so it struck me too, Doug, when Pierre and I were talking yesterday before he wrote the article, and I saw that 8 to 10 year, and I was like, he said 8 to 10. Holy smokes! But whatever, whether he says 6 or 8 or 8 or 10, he's just throwing out a number. But yeah, could you imagine 8-year-old Blues fans are suddenly 18 when things start to come together again? That'd be a long rebuild.
Toropchenko seems to be realizing his best self. Is this what his game can stay at, or is this a temporary thing? What do you think as you see him play?
Well, it's a situation where I love him, third, fourth line, especially on the fourth line. He hits, he forechecks, he does all that stuff that everybody sees. And then you wonder, and you talk to people, and you say, does he have the skill to play up the lineup and be a more consistent and offensively contributing player? And they say, well, yeah, but you not for long stretches. And then you see goals like you did in Montreal, and you're like, this guy is amazing. But I think that's the thing. Do you see a play like that once or twice a year from him, and then you go long stretches where he's just a fourth liner? That could be the situation for him, the career for him. So we'll find out. But I mean, he scores a bunch of different ways. You saw the power move in Montreal that I talked about, and then the deflection last night. To me, he just brings it every night. I don't know if you guys saw my tweet, but I was just walking to the arena last night and ran into his billet family. It's the family that he lived with in Canada when he came over from Russia. And we got to get some help on those jerseys. He looked like he handmade these Toropchenko jerseys for the family to wear last night. So if anybody at STL Authentics is listening, we need to hook this billet family up.
Whoever's doing the Cardinals New Jerseys needs to hook that up. JR, we got 2-part questions coming in and plenty on the Jeff Lotman text inbox. First up asking if JR, will you be my Valentine? And then what changes need to happen on the power play? Would tic-tac-toe passes help mayhaps? Also, and here comes some hate, Bill McRae or Don...
Bill McRae, yeah.
Kowarski? Who would you rather share a creamy milkshake with? I agree, while Don has those pouty lips, Bill's mustache would soak up the milkshake for later. That comes from Mitch.
Goodness.
Hey, thanks a lot. Hey, Kumstein.
Well, first of all, that was a 3-parter. I only take 2, so we'll skip that last part. But
okay.
I do know if somebody's asking to be my Valentine, that was not my wife that sent that text in. So thank you to that person. And with the power play, they had some opportunities last night, guys. And Mark, you've been watching. It's been better, 37% in the previous 8 games. That's second in the league. And tic-tac-toe passes, I don't think you're going to see too many from this group this year. This power play with the way it's been going, but. Give them some credit. They've got the power play turned around somewhat.
Sure. 2-part question here from Flip Wilson. First is for JR. Is it me, or is Torpo now a net front power play guy? And second, for Mark Hanna, should I move my used Sibian stock into some TWA futures? Of course, that comes from Flip Wilson. So, JR, I'll let you go first on that one.
Well, I want to hear the stock answer here, so I'll be quick. I'll just say, yes, I think he can definitely be a net front guy. So, Mark, what about your part there?
I'd say that's probably an extremely high-risk maneuver.
Right. But so much payoff possibilities.
Could be.
It doesn't even exist anymore, right?
Well,
TWA.
it's your opinion. Hey, JR, who do you think...
it's documented.
Hey, JR, who do you think the Blues rely on more for scoring as the season goes on? Magnus...
Hey, Harvey?
Thank you. Hey, RV or Mike Hoffman. I got that one. Also, do you think it is weird that Doug won't look me in the eyes when he's milking my prostate?
Oh.
That's from the Pope.
Suspended.
First of all, I think because you're doing these hockey segments now, Jackson, you're starting to sound Canadian. At the start of that, you had a little JR, kind of like a Jamie Rivers JR.
Yeah, well, yeah. Life imitates art.
Pay Harvey and Hoffman no longer play for the Blues. To my knowledge, Pay Harvey's not in the league anymore, so it'd be tough to count on him for offense for the Blues. But were they still both wearing the blue note, I'd probably go with Hoffman. A little bit better of a shot. Although Pay Harvey did have a overtime goal to win a playoff series there in Minnesota.
Let's go back to the idea of bringing back some old players to help out. Which of the three Russians do you think would be the best? The original three would be the best to insert in the lineup at this point.
Yeah, well, you got a few of those. Kramnov, right? And then
Vitaly Kramnov.
How about Lubos Bartechko?
So no, that was something. When the three came over here, I think Mark, that the Blues were kind of copying what the Red Wings were doing, bringing over all the Russian players. And I remember a Kelly Chase story. He told it a few times where they're playing in Los Angeles, and I think the three Russians were out at the bar, and they were talking to Kelly and, hey, listen, we're not going to get in trouble. You're not going to, we're not going to talk about being out late in front of the coach, right? And Kelly goes, guys, I'm with you. I'm not going to say anything. I'm with you guys. So he was kind of, if you needed an ambassador, a guy to initiate you to St. Louis, the three Russians that they brought over had a good one in Chaser.
I have an actual hockey question here. Look at me. Look at this. Look at that.
Look at you, yeah.
And it ties into the Blues. Yeah. It ties into the Blues opponent last night, which is, of course, the Toronto Maple Leafs. I saw this, as I think everyone did, Morgan Riley and his suspension process after it seemed like a cross-check to the face after they're playing the Panthers.
You don't do that. It's
right.
very, very bad.
Right. So he slap shotted the empty net goal. From your perspective covering hockey for so many years, JR, have you ever seen somebody slap shot in from, what would you say, Doug, the ladies' tees right in front of the net on empty net?
Yeah.
And then also the reaction being a cross-check to the face afterwards. Have you ever seen that? Do you think that unwritten rule exists between hockey players on the empty net?
Yeah, I have never seen it. I mean, I'm sure it happened. I'm sure maybe not to that level, like Brett Hall slap shot from the ladies' tees, but it was something. And that was an intense game. I think some people I talked to the Ridley Gregg guy who took the shot into the empty net and said that, just caught up in the moment, intensity of the game. But I like Riley's response, like Toronto scuffling a little bit. I know they got the Blues last night, but, that team, they need to stick up for each other, and they're in that playoff race. So I like the response. And 5 games, maybe a couple too many, but definitely deserve something when you're taking that stick and chopping somebody's head off. So
is a slap shot?
Yeah, good response.
A slap shot into an empty net, is that any different than somebody high stepping the last 5 yards into the end zone and
kind of
spiking the ball or slam dunking on a wide open layup? It's no different, right?
Doug, it's a game of respect. You got to respect the opponent. Otherwise, you're going to get one right inside the chops. That's the way it's going to work.
Yeah.
Right in the teeth.
So I was wondering what the equivalent would be. So high step in the last 5 or 10 yards. Jackson, what is it in the NBA? What would it be?
So I guess Doug mentioned in there, if you a couple, maybe 2 years ago, Zion Williamson actually did this, where it's like you're up 10 points with 25 seconds to go. You get a steal or something, you have a wide open fast break, and Zion literally did a 360 tomahawk dunk that brought the house down. So I think that would be the equivalent when you can just dribble it out and let the game end. Instead, you come through with the highlight play, which, in all honesty, for like me personally, like when it comes to basketball, I don't like seeing that stuff, but also I totally understand people like, if you don't like it, then win the game. That's kind of, I hear both sides.
So Zion played? He wasn't hurt that game? Gee, Chris.
No.
Hey, look at me with the NBA.
Yeah, JR texted me a few weeks ago talking about he saw the double overtime game with the Lakers and Warriors, and I said, if you're going to watch a game, you picked the perfect one to watch because that game was sick.
Yeah, and I'm so bummed out, Jackson. I've been in Toronto for about a few days because I went to Robert Thomas's house for a story I'm working on, and Wimby was here in town from the Spurs. That's the night he had the triple double with the 10 blocks, and it was right down the street from me, but I couldn't make it.
Scotty Barnes will never get over that from you. JR, we got one more. We'll do one more because I know you have a flight to catch. Hey JR, with a defenseman like Jack Brownshidel, be a good Brownshidel.
He's a classic.
Be a good deadline addition. Also, you flying TWA back from Toronto to our regional airport, which still features a payphone bank. That's from Al in Dadeville.
Yeah, no, Brownie would be a good addition. I think that if you could get him at the deadline for a draft pick or something. Yeah, Jeff Brown, too. I wonder how many Blues players nickname over the years Brownie. Probably around the league there's been a few. And I am not flying TWA. And, gosh, guys, I mean, obviously, Doug, you remember, Mark, I don't know if you recall, just St. Louis used to be a hub, and you can get anywhere, right? And, and now, unfortunately,
that was a huge loss.
Unfortunately, now I got to run through Chicago and look at all those Blackhawks jerseys and Cubs jerseys on my layover there.
Yeah. Some would say that was kind of the beginning of the downfall of St. Louis to lose TWA as a hub.
As a major hub.
It's a big moment.
You could even go back to the railroads when they chose Chicago over St. Louis for the railroad hub.
Mm-hmm.
Little STL history mixed in with some
stings a little bit,
some hockey knowledge on this Valentine's Day. JR, we hope you have a safe flight back to our wonderful city, and we appreciate you as always coming on with us and dealing with our nitwittery, even with the B squad as Tim is out. We appreciate you, sir.
Nitwittery. I'm going to see if I can work that into a story pretty soon.
You should. You should. If not, I'll cross-check you right in the face.
Oh.
Thanks, boys.
Thanks, JR.
See you, JR.
That's Jeremy Rutherford. Presented to you by the great Mark Hanna. Mark, how are you doing today?
Doing good. He's
looking
got
great.
Great
looking great. You got no beard anymore, but I like the clean-shaven look.
Yeah, I reached the point that it bugs me. So
you got boyish charm.
Oh, well, thank you.
And when you talk anytime you're talking Xbox in here and with a clean-shaven face,
I
feel like one of my peers is sitting to my left.
My son smoked me in 2 straight games of NHL yesterday.
I will say,
he taunted me.
Yeah, the NHL game is really fun on video game. Even as a guy, that's the only my base knowledge of hockey comes from playing NHL, or as the kids call it, Chell.
I'm looking at the stock market. It went down more than 500 points yesterday. Do I have to just work till I'm 85?
You have to for the listeners of the show. They're not going to let you retire.
Yeah, please.
Oh, I think they'd love it if I retired.
Not
I'm not going to be able to if we have many more days like that.
Doug, it's at an all-time high.
Well, not anymore. Not after it went down 500 points.
Yeah, give it time. It'll be all right. Be patient.
Gosh,
how many times does this guy have to tell you to not look at the day-to-day?
Still hurts. Losing 500 points in a day still hurts.
It's human nature, though. It's human nature because we are not wired to have the patience when we start getting scared. We don't know what the future is going to hold. It's all belief. We're not wired to stay with it, to hold ground. We are wired to run away from lions on the savannah. So we get scared by something, and it's instinctive. You cannot avoid it to go, do I need to do something different? It's a normal thing, and I know that when I talk to people. Mm-hmm. It's a normal thing. We're wired to do that. These things happen. If you've got the right plan, it's all right. It's all right. This is not money we're going to touch tomorrow. It will come back.
But there's lions out there in the savannah.
That's true. Maybe I need to change my perspective.
Certainly, and I think on a day like today, like Valentine's Day, something, let's say you start with Mark at a younger age, someone like me, and then you get married. What's something that someone might call you and change up a plan-wise when they add a different person into their life, maybe a joint bank account? Obviously, you would start to think the kids might be on the way. What's something that they can do when they call you and you would guide them through?
And a lot of times it is life events.
Right.
It's what changes in your life.
Totally.
And it could be when you're younger, it could be getting a job, buying a house, getting married, and bringing finances together.
Mm-hmm.
That's hard.
Sure.
It's hard to bring finances together. Who pays the bills? How do you take two people that have functioned separately financially, and most of us don't have a language for being able to talk about finances. It's not instinctive.
It's awkward.
As we talked about.
It's awkward.
Right. It's awkward. We're not taught how to deal with these things. So how do you come together about goals? How do you come together about saving what needs to be saved? Different people have different perspectives. I talk a lot of times about how one person has a history that maybe in their family they had very, very little. And so their instinct is to put every dollar into the bank, not spend any money at all. The other person didn't necessarily have those same challenges. And so they're coming in and they're saying, well, we can do these things in life. We can go on this trip. We can have this house. We'll save a little bit for retirement and it'll all be okay. Those are two completely different perspectives.
Totally.
And so how do you bring those pieces together is such a big question. A lot of times, Doug, you ask about what's going on with the market. In my mind, yes, that is massively important. You got to have your investment plan set up right. But before you can get there, you got to make sure that you've got all of these other foundational elements put together so that, for example, a couple can be on the same page about how do they approach things, and they're not going to have exactly the same perspective, but how can they get their goals and their steps aligned in the right way so that then over the years and decades that follow, that they continue to make the right steps as their life evolves. So yeah, I mean, these are the sort of things that are so complicated for so many people, for sure.
Right. And when I do like the reads for Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies.
Very well, by the way.
Thank you, brother. I very much appreciate that. I talk about so often, like there's so many variables in life that changes, and you might need to get on the phone with Mark Hanna. This is like the life events are a prime example of your life change, because like very few people are going to be in the same set of circumstances, both their salary and where they are in life when they start working with you till they're 20, 30 years. Things change, so you want to get on the phone with you, and right there is just a prime example of what you will be doing when you work with someone like Mark Hanna. Is you're going to get on the phone, they're going to talk you through it. Different situations are obviously different for different people, and you understand that better than anybody, that it's all about different situations.
So much of this, I've been there.
Right.
I say in passing, but I've made virtually every financial mistake somebody could make personally. And so I had to figure my way through it about getting out of credit card debt, being upside down on a mortgage, having very, very little income and having to piece that together. There's no judgment here.
Sure.
We all come from places, and it's about getting to whatever those goals are down the line. One of the things I'm worried about is when somebody calls me, are they thinking that I'm going to judge them somehow?
Right.
Way.
Right.
Come on.
Judgment free, baby. Judgment free phone calls with Mark Hanna.
Now, would you suggest Jackson and Plowsy and KG get a prenup? Because we make a lot of money in the entertainment business, and we don't want some starlet to fall for another gigolo.
If you ain't no punk, holla, we want prenup.
We want prenup.
Yeah.
Hey.
Is that a yes to the prenup?
Of course.
Is it?
Absolutely.
But again,
and that goes for her too.
Right. And that's another example of like an awkward conversation, but something that in a lot of cases needs to be talked about, whether it's prenup or just like a joint bank account alone can be such a handful of a conversation.
The prenup is very tongue-in-cheek.
Right.
When you have people that come together, say, for example, with previous marriages, sometimes you got to make sure that you get that stuff squared away in the right way. Do it with respect and love. Very few people do it. It's not important. Far more important are things like make sure that you got the right beneficiary designations on your stuff. I had a client pass away last year, and they were on top of everything. They missed one. They missed one of their accounts that they didn't have it set up right. And now it's got to go to probate. That everything set up right. They were very thoughtful about things. And one of them, and it'll be fine, but now they've got to go through that process. They've got a lawyer that'll do it. It's going to cost a little bit of money to make it happen. You don't want to take the time. You don't want to pay the money, but make sure that you're on top of all of these little details. And I'm not trying to overplay it, but these are the things that, as I think about as life evolves, initially, you get your bank account going, you get some retirement going, you get some non-retirement stuff going, you make sure you got some insurance, you can make sure you got your liquidity. And then over time, there's more and more evolution as that comes up. And so how do you make sure that you're checking all of the right boxes and getting yourself prepared across the board?
Right there, man. That story you just said underscores why it's so important to have a financial advisor. And the financial advisor I would suggest is the great Mark Hanna who sits here to my left.
And there are, and I've said it before, and I will say it right here on the air. There are so many good professionals out there.
Yeah.
And if you don't dig what I'm talking about, that's fine. Absolutely. There are plenty of others that do great work. If you have somebody in your corner, embrace that, it can add so much to your, not only your finances, but to your life. And that's what it's
Absolutely.
really all about.
Absolutely. And this guy knows better than anybody about balancing happiness and money, because they go hand in hand. It's so important, and he gets that. He understands life. He's a life Sherpa, Doug, and excellent financial advisor. I love working with him, and I love seeing him every Wednesday for our Jeremy Rutherford segment, talking blues, hockey, and other little things that we talk about here. Mark Hanna, thank you as always,
Thanks
brother.
for having me.
Legendary.
I have an answer courtesy of the Webster Walrus. It was Donna Lewis.
Donna Lewis. All right.
Good to see you guys.
Hey, Mark, thank you, brother. Have a wonderful rest of your Valentine's Day holiday. Is it a holiday? I think it's a holiday.
Yeah. Well, I
We
don't know if it's a
appreciate
holiday.
you. Yeah. If you see Ken out there, send him our way.
He's playing golf rival.
Oh, no.
Full volume.
Me and you.
Yeah. We're really just two great minds think alike. Doug, some great minds over there at Mentality as well. They're going to take care of you. KG, can I hear a little about Mentality?
Of course.
With low energy, low motivation, weight gain, muscle loss, feeling tired all the time, just feeling anxious or moody, those are symptoms of low testosterone. Let Mentality see if they can help you out. Mentality is a local healthcare facility specifically dedicated to helping men feel and perform at their very best. I got tested out there a couple years ago. Super easy procedure, in and out within 20, 30 minutes. Friendly staff. A lot of TMA listeners have gone out there and got tested to see what their testosterone levels are. It doesn't matter what age you are. Low testosterone can be an issue with any guy. Even if you've tried testosterone before, not everyone understands the blood chemistry in men's body. Well, that's where Mentality can help. They're online at lowtusa.com. Testosterone therapy helps men regain normal function and restores the ability to perform normally at all levels. Compete at work and at sports like you did years ago with Mentality. Get tested for your testosterone levels at Mentality. lowtusa.com.
Damn, Doug.
What do you have to say for yourself,
Sorry.
Doug?
I got a song with my stock
Let me
market
guess,
update.
it just popped up.
I went for a stock market update. I got a song.
Yep.
I could not be any sorrier.
It's okay. It's okay. You're a beautiful man, and it's Valentine's Day, and we got nothing but love for you. Just like we got nothing but love for Circa. And that's where you're going to want to do some wagering. Everyone loves to bet on sports. Let me suggest Circa Sports app, which is available in Illinois. It's the world's largest sportsbook in Las Vegas, and now it's in Illinois. The Circa Sports app is sports betting the way it should be, with big app bets, high betting limits, tight money line splits, and the best customer service around. We know the NFL season and the college football season are behind us, but still plenty of hockey and basketball to bet on, including March Madness, which starts on March 19th. And everyone loves betting on the first weekend of March Madness is a real holiday, man. You got basketball games on all damn day, multiple going on at the same time. You like betting, maybe you like a 12 seed, taking down that number 4 seed. Ooh, I like that a lot. Maybe this 15 seed. We've seen that plenty of times with a 15 seed beating a 2. Saw it last year with Princeton, and they went on to defeat Missouri. Tough, but it happens. And you want to bet on that? You like the odds, maybe the over-under, maybe the spread. Everyone loves March Madness, and you will love it when you start wagering with the Circa Sports app, which is, of course, available in the great state of Illinois. Visit circasports.com for more details and get ready to start betting like a pro. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, please call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
I always want to ask you this because there's people listen all over the country.
Caesar.
Do you know what other states you can do it in besides Illinois? It's easy for Missouri people, but
I don't. I know it's available in the great state of Illinois, and that's what we focus on here in St. Louis. I'm sure it's available in several other states, but I don't know, honestly.
Okay. If you're in another state, check.
It's available in all other states where it's legal.
Nevada, Colorado, Iowa, and it's expanded to Illinois. So there you go.
Okay. You have a lot of people in Colorado listening.
Oh,
sure.
we don't.
Denver.
Who would listen?
Dylan, if you're listening, go gamble.
Doug.
Dylan Harper?
No, he's a friend of
Dillionaire.
Dylan, he's a friend of Dotem's.
Okay, we got one guy who might listen in Colorado.
Well, it could be another customer.
There was a good amount of the contingency of my people who went to Mizzou with me. I would say like the biggest cities they moved to, obviously St. Louis and Kansas City are going to be the biggest two. Chicago, Dallas, and Denver I would put right up there.
Yeah,
a lot of folks love moving to Denver.
A lot going on out there.
Yeah, certainly. It's definitely a cool area. I like that kind of West Coast, the western side of the U.S. I haven't visited that as much, but I think Denver would be a cool place. I'd rather live there personally than like Dallas. I don't know. I know the weather's better. But
I was out there last month. It was incredible.
Yeah, cool.
Loved it there.
You went to a little basketball game.
Yeah, Nuggets and Pelicans. Got to see Zion and
Nikola
Joker.
Jokic.
Yeah.
What else you do out there? You go skiing?
No skiing for me this go round.
Do you ski?
I never have, but it's on the bucket list to do next time I'm out there.
Pretty fun. It's extremely dangerous, but it's really fun.
I just envision myself just slow and steady while I have these
pizza French fry
French fry while these 5, 6, 7-year-olds are just zooming past me down the mountain.
It's a big swallow your pride kind of sport.
Get that ego out
pick
of the
it
way.
up real quick. It's not, once you learn to stop, you feel like you can go anywhere.
Now, I played a lot of ice hockey in my youth. And I can still ice skate. Does that skill set
probably help a
translate
little
to the
bit.
mountain?
Not totally, but probably help you a little bit with balance and things.
When I went skiing, I felt there was moments where it was kind of like ice skating, where you're kind of like just pushing off to the side, and that's how you're going. But it's very strategic. Like when you're bad at it, like I was, you got to like really take your time and snake around the mountains so you're not going too fast. Otherwise, you really hurt yourself.
But you can with skis, you can kind of do the hockey stop.
Yeah.
You know, where you go sideways and spray up the ice and hockey.
It is
spray
cool.
Up the snow like that. In skiing and stop right away.
Yeah.
So it would help you in that.
The most embarrassing thing that can happen is when you're on the chairlift, which is what a lovely time it is being on that. But when you dismount off the chairlift and you fall flat on your face and everyone there is watching, that's a tough scene.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of those videos of like ski lifts gone wrong and those things are just zooming around and they can't get them to stop?
Really?
People are having
God,
to bail.
it's the worst nightmare. There's a good horror
have.
movie about that, and there's also a great scene in Curb Your Enthusiasm where Larry is pretending to be an Orthodox Jew, and the sun is about to fall, and an unmarried Orthodox Jew cannot be there with a man at that time, and she asks him, "You're gonna have to jump," and he looks at her and goes, "Are you effing nuts?" So she jumps.
She jumped?
Oh, yes. That's one of my favorite episodes of Curb is the ski lift episode. Those in the know, if you know, you know. And have you seen the 2 new episodes of Curb
I
yet?
haven't. I was waiting until I get like 5, 6 episodes in so I can binge a little bit.
Yeah, I've liked the first. It's the final season, Doug, and the most recent episode, Sunday's episode, I thought was hilarious.
Was it?
I thought it was amazing.
Okay, week 3, I think.
Sunday will be the 3rd episode.
Yeah, I'll wait till 5 or 6 in, then I can binge for a little bit. I'm just finished another recommendation, and I didn't realize how good of an actor he was, and obviously a good producer too. Was 50 Cent?
Oh yeah, Curtis Jackson.
Yeah, the
Power
series.
Mm-hmm.
God, they're all good. Whether it be Raising, I just finished Raising Canaan, which is just finished season 3. But the Power Book 2, Power Book 1. With Ghost, I recommend them. They're all fabulous. They're all on Hulu.
There you go.
I started Griselda this week.
Iggy was not a fan.
I've liked it so far.
Terrible.
I've seen it's gotten pretty positive reviews.
She's a terrible actress.
Damn.
What's it about?
Sofia Vergara. Drug cartel, right?
Yeah, like a little Lady Pablo Escobar kind of story.
Oh, yeah.
They just stole a lot of stuff from The Godfather and other stuff.
But it's a true story, though, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, they have a quote from Pablo Escobar in the beginning on the screen. It says, "I've only been afraid of one man in my life, and her name was Griselda."
And if that's a real quote, I think it's pretty powerful.
It's a real quote. Yeah, I think it's real, but she's just, I don't know. It's just, she's terrible in that part. Somebody said she's showing a boob. I said, boob wouldn't even save this thing.
A lot of cigarette smoking.
Yeah, everybody's smoking in that thing. She's got a cigarette in her mouth every scene.
Doug, KG sent me this link, and I feel like it's imperative that I read it. This city's football fans were the horniest on Super Bowl Sunday. All of this comes from Pornhub.
Oh, gosh.
This city's
That's a reliable news source.
it comes from the New York Post, but the sources are Pornhub. This city's self-loving citizens are sure to put the touch in touchdown. Travis Kelce may have hit the dance floor with Taylor Swift following the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl win on Sunday night, but the team's hometown fans found a far freakier way to celebrate. According to Pornhub, activity on the X-rated website surged in the city after the nail-biting victory over the San Francisco 49ers. Salacious data shared with the Post shows Kansas City residents began Sunday evening by swapping Frisky for football with traffic down 30% around the time of the game's kickoff. As the Super Bowl stretched into the extra time, traffic plunged even further, dropping 47% at 10 p.m. But after the city's team stopped playing, the city residents started playing with themselves.
Oh!
Sites used in Kansas City skyrocketed after the Super Bowl win as elated fans blew off steam online. At 2 a.m. Monday, Pornhub was seeing site use in the city 17% higher than average, making it the horniest place in America.
Oh, Kansas City was?
With Denzians? The hell is that word? Denzians enjoying adult entertainment well into the wee hours, and I like the stock image they use here.
Oh,
I like the stock image that they use. What poor stock image model got paid $85 that day to do that one?
I like the one where I think it's a, God, I don't know what cartoon it's from.
No, good story.
What's the really popular one with the kids?
Big Mouth?
South Park. Is that the one where the kid's in front of the computer and he's just covered?
Yes.
Yeah.
That often gets posted anytime Mizzou basketball wins.
Yeah,
and
I don't understand it. What are you?
Funny.
Woohoo! We won the Super Bowl. Let's jerk.
Meanwhile, across America, Pornhub had a slow Sunday night traffic as citizens spent the evening glued to the game. There's a lot of innuendos here. Viewership was down 21% across the nation, but dropped most substantially in the Midwest. Idaho, Mississippi, Kansas, Missouri, the Dakotas, and Iowa and Indiana saw traffic drop 30% or higher, but those who did tune in to watch some porn seemingly had a big game on their mind. Pornhub reports that searches for the term Super Bowl increased by 5,595%.
Pornhub?
That's right.
What are you going to find if you type in Super Bowl?
Was there an alternate cast on Pornhub?
I'm going to go to Pornhub and type that in and see what comes
Oh, good. Do it on the Hubbard Wi-Fi, too. I think it's a good idea.
It's on my phone.
Right,
I never
it's
jerked
going to be on the Hubbard
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
Well, then I won't check.
It's probably
we're doing show prep. I don't know what would come up if you type Super Bowl into Pornhub.
There's probably some sort of themed. I mean, we don't kink shame.
Yeah, if you can think it, it's on there somewhere.
Yeah, 100%.
These days, in case
Bart Star porn or something like that.
Or like
historic,
Buffalo,
vintage Super Bowl porn.
Yeah, Buffalo Wing themed situation. We talk about splashing all the time with Biff.
Oh,
sure, that could be a
Mark Bulger.
Hey,
what are they going to find? Taylor Swift on there?
No. I don't know. The true story was stolen from Godfather. Perfect. Iggy never stopped, never stopping. That's from Shooter McGavin.
Well, I mean, there's certain things in there that you can tell they stole from the Godfather. Like,
example?
Like her, you never talk about the family stuff that's between us. Never mention the family. Hey, you're stealing from the Godfather.
Maybe even paying homage, though. I feel like there's a difference between paying homage and stealing. You know, like Tarantino gets accused of stealing a lot, but he would claim it's paying homage.
Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff from Escobar in there too. They kind of stole, and just the music is the same. It's kind of a ripoff of everything except she's the female Escobar.
I believe that the creator of the show was very involved with Narcos, so there is going to be some similarities there in the style.
I just think it was very good, and I just thought it was kind of unbelievable. And she's not a very good actor. She was beautiful and perfect and funny in Modern Family. Trying to do dramatic acting as a crime boss, drug lord, it just didn't work.
Seems odd casting.
Well, she's Spanish, or Latin, so you know.
There are other Latin actresses.
I know you could have. I know watching Senor Ellis.
Oh,
there's a ton of actresses in there that could have done a better job than her.
But the show takes place in Colombia, right?
But she's a name.
Well, the show takes place in Colombia.
Parts of it.
I don't think so.
Okay. Parts
Miami.
of it. Got it.
Most of them are Miami, I think.
Well, she is Colombian. So like someone like Ana de Armas is outstanding. I believe she's Cuban though. So like if you're trying to get real authenticity into the role, picking someone who's Colombian would behoove you. Thanks, Marsh.
She's Colombian?
Sofia Vergara?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
No. Well, there's a lot of Colombian actresses out there that are better than her.
Name
Who?
one.
Well, a lot of them are in Senor Ellis.
Like who?
I can't think of their names.
But you're right. A name, like if you're going to headline a Netflix show, you want it to be someone who is unless the creator of the show is super famous. Like if it was somebody, insert really famous showrunner or director here, then you can get away with it. But you need a star to headline it. That's been the nature of Hollywood, Doug, since the 1930s.
I'm going to look up her name because then you can go, listeners can go look her up because she's very attractive. She was in Senor Ellis and she's a hell of an actress. I got to find her name.
If Ken doesn't like the use of word family as a plot device, make him sit through at least any of the last 5 Fast and the Furious movies. That's from Carlos Spicy Wiener. Doug, did you miss the Fast and Furious 10?
I did. I missed
this summer.
Missed it completely. Missed the first 9 also.
Fast 5 rocks. The rest of them, in the original, I guess, is okay.
I've never seen any of them.
Yeah, their Tokyo Drift's pretty good. But the whole, I just can't take The Rock as seriously as others. I can't take The Rock very seriously, and I struggle taking Tom Cruise seriously.
Why?
I like Top Gun a lot. Like Top Gun Maverick was really fun and good, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't know, just he's like in his 60s, and he's always sprinting and doing. Yeah. I mean, it's incredible. I know, it's incredible. It's incredible that he looks the way he still does. But
both their names are Castillo, but there's 2 in the show that would be perfect for that role. The one I'm thinking of though is Fernanda Castillo. She played Monica Robles.
She's Mexican.
No, I don't care. Mexican, Colombian, you can still have the same accent. And Isabella Castillo. She was another one who would be perfect in those roles.
There you go, Doug. Griselda. If in case you planned on watching it anytime soon. This couldn't be a worst take. And believe me, Prune, that says a lot considering you're full of awful take. Cut his mic! That's from 3 and 4.
What take? You thought I didn't like the movie? Was it a bad take?
Yeah, I really dislike when people are like, oh, I didn't like this, or oh, I like this. No, it was terrible. You're an idiot. It's like, well, it's my opinion. How can you say I'm an idiot?
Somebody says greatest album of all time. God, you idiot.
Oh. Well, I think that now I would say
Dark Side of the Moon, you idiot.
On that, I would change your nomenclature on that from greatest album of all time to my favorite album of all time, because then no one can argue that your favorite album. But when you say greatest, you're being very definitive. You're speaking in absolutes.
Well, yeah, but then again, you can't be called an idiot because you think it's the greatest album of all time.
Sure, but you wouldn't even open yourself up to the scrutiny if you just go with favorite or one of the. That's something I learned. I would always talk in absolutes, and that's a bad way of.
Well, if the question is, somebody says, "What is the greatest album of all time?" and you answer it, and they say you're an idiot. It's what? It's because I don't agree with you.
Well, if they say Yoko Ono's.
So then you're an idiot. You are an idiot.
Okay, so it seems
you are an idiot.
So it seems like some
nobody
hypocritical
can like
takes.
that. Nobody can like anything she does.
That seems like it might be hypocritical.
I would say Dark Side of the Moon would be the greatest album of all time, but I'm not an idiot.
That's what you would say?
If you don't agree with me, that would be my favorite or my greatest of all time.
What about Led Zeppelin's 4?
Yeah, I like 3 better myself, but.
And Doug, you're a Mills Brothers guy through and through?
Well, I like the Mills Brothers. I don't know that would be my favorite album. I'm a one song at a time guy.
Right.
I'm an a la carte shopper. I don't buy one album because I like all 20 songs that are on that album. I'm kind of a one-hit wonder type of guy.
I like No Quarter, too, and people think that's just the most boring song ever. But I don't think Led Zeppelin ever made a bad song.
Oh, wow.
I really don't. Every album, if you listen to every song, there's not one I would say that sucks.
Go Into California is one of my favorite songs of all time.
And you can't say that about a lot of groups, if any.
KG, you were at the Drake show last night.
I was.
How did you enjoy it?
I loved it. I
Really?
had a blast.
Yeah. He puts, from what I hear, he puts on. I was supposed to go Monday. I couldn't end up going, but it sounded like it's from the set list I saw. It looked like it was going to be an outstanding show.
Yeah, I didn't get to stay for the whole thing. The night went a little long. You told me ahead of time. He doesn't go on until late.
Yeah.
I heard there was a big lull between the opening act and him.
Did Lil Durk open?
Lil Durk opened, I would say 20 minutes from the time Lil Durk finished until Drake started.
Did he do All My Life with J. Cole?
No. When Lil Durk did All My Life, he did it by himself.
That's crazy. He's in the building.
Yeah. I didn't get to see any of J. Cole. I knew I was going to be getting up early to come in here today, so I parked at the top of a parking garage, and I just envisioned myself leaving after the show and being in that garage until
brutal. Leaving the Enterprise Center is truly one of the most pain in the ass things in town. Whether you're Ubering or driving, it's never easy. Whereas I feel like Busch Stadium, and Doug, I mean, you worked in television for so long, you were just walking back to KMOV, but you've obviously been there many times. I feel like leaving Busch Stadium is a lot easier than leaving the Enterprise Center.
I guess it depends on where you park. I've never had a whole lot of problems at the Enterprise Center.
Really?
When I park in that garage that's 2 or 3 blocks east of it, it's, you got a 10 or 15 minute wait, but
sure.
A lot of places at Busch Stadium, you got a 10 or 15 minute wait. There's a lot of gridlock to get back on the highway sometimes at Busch.
Yeah, I just feel like the parking's more spread out around Busch. Like you can park in so many different places.
And I like to park far enough away where by the time I walk to my car, I'm kind of outside of the heavy traffic area, but we kind of cut it close last night, so I grabbed that garage, and we were at the very top of it.
They got out?
Yeah.
Free tickets?
No, I wish. They were...
Pretty penny, I bet.
I was going to say, because they weren't cheap.
No, they were not cheap at all.
But he does the thing where he performs like a basketball court, right? Like the middle of the arena, so like it's not the stage on one end and you're way in the back.
Correct. And he kind of had bookend little mini stages at each end.
Yeah.
So he started kind of right where I was sitting, and then the main stage in the center is where he spent a lot of the time. And then around the time I was leaving, he was over at the other end. But high energy, a lot of hits.
Any cheap pops for St. Louis?
Yeah, in fact,
St. Louis, we love you.
I don't know if any of you guys heard, but he said that last night was the best stop on the tour so far.
Oh, I'm sure he's never said that before.
Yeah. It seemed genuine.
Yeah.
That's coming off the heels of him winning like $2 million betting on the Chiefs. So
And
he gave away money.
He picked out a couple in the first row down on the floor, and he said he was going to send them to his favorite St. Louis restaurant, obviously Louis on Demond.
Yeah.
And then he's sending them also on a trip to Turks and Caicos.
Oh, is he really?
Oh, I like that. He loves Turks and Caicos. His whole Nocta brand is based around that.
I've been listening to a lot of that Views from the Six lately. Great.
Yeah. Gaga did that too in her show, where she had the stage up front, but then she had 4 other stages that were in the rafters. Then she would bring them down.
Oh, okay.
She would bring them down, so she would go from no matter where you were on the floor, you could be 5 feet from Gaga. You know, the people in front got to see her, and then a friend of mine who was at the show the night before, from Nova Chicago, where it was, said, just look up. You're going to see 4 floating stages up there. And if you don't know about it, when you see it start to move, go over there, because her next song is going to be on that stage. And we did that, and we were like right in front of the stage for 3 of the things.
That's awesome. There is something that we talked about, that parasocial relationship, about like seeing this person you've been listening to for 15 years up close, and it's pretty...
Parasocial? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, where like you know so much about this person, they have no idea who you are. Like I'm sure to our slightest of slight extents with what we do here, there's plenty of times where you meet people who have been listening to you or watching on TV for 30 years, and you don't know even a thing about them. So it's that like
That's
weird...
called parasocial?
That's a parasocial relationship.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I think it's kind of interesting, and it can go terribly wrong in many situations, but it can also be, it's kind of fascinating. I don't know. We're going to get to email the day here in just a moment, as it's 9:51. But before that, Doug, your hot take mittens are presented by the EDF Group, and I want to hear a little bit about. Yeah, put them on. I want to hear a little about the EDF Group.
EDF, the sponsor of Doug's Hot Take Gloves. Do you want to support the EDF Group as a sponsor of TMA? It's real simple. Do you have a fire extinguisher where you work? The answer is yes, you certainly do. So please email the EDF Group at fire@theedfgroup.com so a technician can come out and explain to your team how the EDF Group can save your company money. Again, that email address is fire@theedfgroup.com. The EDF Group is hot and will prevent your facility from having hot fires. Experience the EDF Group difference. Learn more at theedfgroup.com. It's EDF, the EDF Group, sponsor of Doug's Hot Take Gloves on TMA.
Look at Doug. He's got...
Here are the gloves right here.
Look at this.
If you're looking on YouTube, these are the gloves.
I'm a roving host. I'm over here.
You're over there
producing and
okay.
doing this. Not for anything KG did, but I'm just trying to get the email.
You're in motion.
Yeah, email to Daybed, correct. Iggy, can you tell us about that Stevie Nicks app contest we got going on, the TMA app?
Yeah, I talked to Jesse yesterday, and there are quite a few people that have signed up. I'm not going to say how many, but...
Really? How many?
Almost 1,000.
Really?
Hell yeah, brother.
Good.
Yeah, probably a lot of doubles in there. But anyway, if you want to sign up and a chance to go see Stevie Nicks with myself, just go to our TMA app. On our contest, look for Stevie Nicks, type in Iggy, and you're done. That's all you got to do. And Jesse is going to pick a lucky winner. I don't know when. I think the concert's May 7th at the Enterprise Center. So you got time, but I don't know when the contest is going to end. We can't do it forever. But she's in town May 7th, Enterprise Center. Go to TMA app, type in Iggy, and you could be going to Stevie Nicks with me. Not just me and you. You get to bring somebody, and I'll bring somebody.
Oh, yeah.
So have a nice little foursome.
All right. It is time for the Design Air Heating Cooling email of the day.
Bum, 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 bum.
Now he's in motion again. Be sure you're not going forward when the ball snaps.
He had a quote in Vegas that was something along the lines of, I'm here.
Here, I'll take care of it.
If you want me, I can be over there.
Oh, that's right.
And Young. Iggy sucks. Ting, ting. There you go. Next.
You're my Valentine. Your khakis bring me pleasure. With just one tape measure, my love you could not measure. So on this day, I shall always treasure. Happy Valentine's Day. tonsil tickling forever. That's from Golden Griffin Girthy Gus. KG, if you could just turn the music just to... Perfect.
Golden Griffin Girthy Gus.
And I'm going to talk to KG
I
about...
did not like the fact that he rhymed measure with measure.
Biff used to do that, and that would bother you. You don't have to do anything. Once it hits 0, you're fine. Just talking KG through the situation. Most romantic Valentine's Day? That's an easy one. 2023. I remember with Uncle Skip's drinking buddy Tony always said, never make eye contact whilst in jail. But of course, my cellmate started up a conversation. What you in for? I sheepishly replied, masturbating in public. He was like, that's so funny. Me too. I was at the gas station watching TMA on my phone, and that khaki guy just got to me. And here's where it got crazy. Officer Mikey said, hold it down in there. We could see both. We could both see his, the word was his, I read verbatim.
Okay.
His was erect and started to giggle. He got mad and called for the judge. I was like, Your Honor, I beg of you, watch the show for 5 minutes and tell me I'm guilty. All of a sudden, me, my cellmate, Officer Mikey, and the judge are pulling a train going colon bowling.
Oh.
That's first name Justin, last name seems like his as.
Justin Hizaz.
Colin Bolin might have got the win there.
Colon bowling, Doug.
I don't care for it much.
Last night while leaving Joey B's Concord, I noticed a white LeBaron convertible pulling out of the parking lot across the street. The stud driving had a Channel 4 hoodie on with the sleeves cut off. Luckily, I purchased a few of those roses from the gas station that are actually panties, so I grabbed one out of my car and tried to chase down the LeBaron, but unfortunately, he had a lead foot and I couldn't catch up. Doug, can we meet up after the show so I can give you a rose? Thanks, Grimy, South County.
No. Grimy from South County.
Cupid Mamas, happy Valentine's Day to you kinky little cucks. Parade day, tay-tay time, chocolate candy, I'll be sucking. Love, it's in the air. Positivity, it's in the loins. Tie for the email of the day lead, no nerves, just staying within myself. Stay hot and might just win this thing. Plowsy, get well. Iggy, my beautiful friend, you the man. I mean it. A beaut of a man, the best. KG, cooking up love meals. Jackson, another great point job. Doug, my one, only true love. Kissing, touching, and flocking, love and tugs, Flocky the Smurf.
Flocky the Smurf.
And he included a picture of Iggy holding a fish in a Speedo, and there's a heart around the groin region.
Oh,
that's a specimen right there, Doug.
Look at that body.
Yeah, look at that body. Beach blonde hair, too. Do you want a sexy Valentine's Day love poem about the Mount Rushmore of Tims? Okay, here we go. McKernan and Duncan, those are slam dunks, but the last two spots have me stumped. Tebow, McGraw, that's too cliche. Tim Burton and Timbaland, that's what I'll say. McKernan's the great, that much is true, but let's not forget, Iggy and Doug are great too. I trace the outline of KG's lips slowly and passionately with my fingertips. Beefy haunches, ham-hock thighs, undressing me with his cold gray eyes. Full penetration from Thumbs O-Town, faster, rougher, harder, don't slow down. Iggy, treat me like a microphone, breathe heavily in my ear. Hurry up, Jackson, stick it in my rear. I need to feel Ken's uncut skin, so I also invite him to stick it in.
Gosh.
That's from the JV golf coach. P.S.
For that.
Anyone looking for some tasty meat can join me in the Charcoal House pulpit tonight at 7:30.
He's losing it.
That's late for the Charcoal House, is it not?
JV golf coach.
7:30.
7:30. Oh, they're gone by then.
I cleared out. Sadie Hawkins, Doug, fought last email. Sadie Hawkins, Doug, the Blues lost 4-1 to the Maple Leafs. Iggy got a Valentine's Day card from Lauren, her husband. Iggy was the only one who gave Jimmy Carter a Valentine's Day card. That's Jimmy Carter, the kid from Brentwood who grabbed other boys' nuts, not the peanut farmer who was the 39th president of these United States of America. KG and O-Town's great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather left England after his wife was killed in a witch trial. But I think the lead is that TWA has ceased operations after being acquired by American Airlines. Is that a new report? Let's say you went to Brown and you were thinking about adopting a cat, but the APA wouldn't let you because last cat you tried to care for got run over by a car. And you're a known accomplice of John Ellis, who's notorious for his acts of animal cruelty, such as killing turtles at Fort Melvin and shooting pet rabbits with a bow and arrow. That comes from Buck Swope.
Nice little email, Buck.
That's what we got
Buck
today.
The rabbit
Swope.
was an accident. He didn't mean to shoot.
But he did.
Doug, you got to vote.
Okay, I'm going to go with the colon bowling. Justin Hizaz.
Yeah, there's no other choice. Colin Bolin wins.
Yeah, I mean, when you put together, sometimes, KG, if you remember when we were out at Normandy for the Dotem, someone said to Doug, or about Doug. You're in his DMs. I'm in his BMs. We are not the same.
Great moment.
There are moments, there are little quotes like that. They can put you over the top. And something like Colin Bolin is absolutely one of those. Kevin Miller gets his 3rd win of the month, putting him in the lead for our February Design Air Heating and Cooling Email of the Month. How do you like them apples?
Well, it's surprising. I don't think he's won in a while, has he? I mean,
won a month?
He's
won a month
day
before.
for sure.
No,
He's won a month before.
Last year, he won like 4 in a row. He was on fire. He came out of
4
nowhere,
months?
Kevin
I'm
Miller.
talking about a whole month.
He's won a month before.
Yeah.
He's won a month. I don't know if he's won 4 months in a row, but he's definitely won a month.
Got to be close. There was a time I said, does anybody else email in? How's Kevin Miller winning? He barely even got one read. Now he's winning.
He's prolific.
Consistency is key. KG knows that. Look at those forearms, Doug. Holy hell. No, squash you like a bug.
He's like a blacksmith.
Yeah, God, look at you. You're a beautiful man.
Somebody texted in last week and wanted me to challenge me to squeeze a watermelon with my thighs.
Oh, could you do that?
I think I might be.
Oh, Doug, look at those
couldn't
things.
do it.
Look at them.
Put your leg down.
We're a quarter inch away from seeing Bull.
Oh.
Well, that's a nice Valentine's Day treat.
If they Venmo me $1,000, I'll give it a shot.
You would show your balls for $1,000?
Well, yeah, but the watermelon thing I would try.
Sure.
You couldn't. There's no way you could squish a watermelon.
Doug.
No way in the world.
So we got Plowsy running the
No
40
way in the world.
and KG trying to squish a watermelon with his thighs.
Yeah.
Okay.
You really think you could squish a watermelon with your thighs?
I think it's possible.
I'd want to see it. Well, now we got some.
I don't think
the content is all this is. Happy Valentine's Day to all the listeners out there.
Yeah, you too, lovers.
Yeah, all the lovers out there. We hope you and your
try it.
significant other, or if you're just hanging out, hope you have a wonderful day. Positivity and love. That's what this show is all about. For Douglas Elvin Vaughn, for KG in O-Town, who's in for the ill Darren the Plowhawk Atkins, for Ken Iggy Strode, I'm Action Jackson filling in for the vacationing Tim McKernan. This has been The Morning After, and that's presented to you by Brown and Crouppen.
I mean, what the hell is going on?
It's the morning after.
KPNT FM, HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
Do you love Stevie Nicks?
When I interviewed Stevie Nicks back in '94, I think.
Like the way Iggy loves Stevie Nicks?
And I asked her about writing songs.
Do you think and talk about her incessantly?
A lot of your songs, I'll listen to them, and I'll say, I want to pretend that you're singing that to me.
And you want to see her for free? Stevie